want to have a little bit of a discussion about his suspension, because in effect he gets a double suspension, doesn't he? He can't play, nor can he coach, whereas a player gets reported and suspended, simply can't play. So is that a fair way of dealing with it? We'll get some comments from our co-commentators in just a moment. But just a reminder too, that game tomorrow, Southern Districts and Palmerston, is played out at Fred's Bars. But Dominic McCormick has joined us in the studio. Dom, hello.
G'day Charlie, how are you?
Good to have you on board. Tash, how you going? Just played a game?
Yeah, I did, Charlie. It was a tough game today. It was very hot conditions out there, but yeah, we got the win, so I'm pretty proud we've cemented second spot.
Just update us on the women's footy as we see Darwin making their way out onto the field here.
Yeah, there was a bit of an upset today. Pints beat Buffets by 12 points, so that was the earlier game. Tars beat the Tigers by 64, and of course my Palmerston girls beat Tracy Village by 60, and they had an exhibition match today, which was the Pink Tails from Alice Springs against the Eagles, who had to bye this round. 109 Pink Tails to the Eagles 6.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we're going to have a talk to Rob Clark, who coaches the team and the founder of the whole Red Tails competition down there, or concept down there. He's going to join us at halftime in this match. But let's just go back to the point I raised before. Matt Campbell can't coach today. He can't play today. He can't be anywhere around the ground. He's got one match that he's got to serve because that was a suspended penalty, and then he got 2 matches for what happened a week ago. So he's got 3 matches to serve. Effectively writes him out as a player and a coach until the finals start. I just want to have a little bit of discussion around that. Is it fair that a coach gets a double penalty?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're the rules, and you know what the rules are. I guess we're a little bit unsure about if you're suspended as a player, whether you can actually go into the huddle at call time. But we've clarified that you can't do that. So I guess at the end of the day, if you're a player coach, and especially a player coach situation like Maddie Campbell is, if you know that they're the rules, then I guess you're walking a tight line that if you do get suspended, then you can't coach. And if you don't have a very good record at the tribunal, you definitely wouldn't walk that tightrope, I don't think, especially leading into finals.
All right, you got a bit of a legal mind, Dominic, a little bit of a legal mind. To use the argument that he should know better given his situation, is that considered? Is that considered?
No, I don't think it would be that he should know better. If the rules are there, if this is what the rules actually are, and the tribunal is simply implementing them, then that's it. I mean, what are we looking at the moment? If it was just a player, so if a player out there today gets reported suspended, are they allowed to attend the game next weekend?
Yeah, they can sit in the
stand. They're allowed to attend.
They just can't go on the ground.
So Matt Campbell's allowed to attend Marara today, but he's not allowed to coach. He's not allowed to participate in the game in an official way.
He can't be in the coach's box, and he can't go out on the field. And Charlie and I were talking off air. Remember Mark Motlop, same situation. Went and sat somewhere else.
Over there near the St Mary's Clubhouse.
Went and sat in front.
Cherry pick it, didn't he?
That's right. And watched the game. You know, I guess
on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone. Because
right.
I mean, you've got technology these days, so somehow you are going to be able to coach, but just in a different sort of way.
It's interesting, isn't it? What is it saying? It's sort of saying you've been suspended from the next match or matches, so therefore you're not entitled to have an influence in those games.
Yeah.
So if you're a coach, clearly you're able to have an influence if you're going to keep coaching in those matches. So you've been suspended from being able to participate in any way in those games.
But it's a double penalty for him, isn't it? He can't play and he can't coach.
Look, I suppose I'd go back to whatever the rules are at the start of the season. If as a coach you know that that's what the rule is, that if you get suspended as a player, you can't have an influence on the game. If part of your influence at the start of the season is being able to play and being able to coach, and if you get suspended, you lose the right to have that influence, don't get suspended.
No, but so that was my point, the argument that he should know better, given that that's going to be the penalty. Yeah, is that enough to...
If you know the rules at the start of the season, done.
Done. Okay.
And I think as well, luckily for the Buffaloes at the moment, they actually have two very good assistant coaches there in Bill Feeney and Richard Russell that have worked with Maddie Campbell for the last 2 seasons, last season and this season. So at least they still have some good quality coaches there around him that can lead the team. If you had a team, for example, that just had the one main coach, Brett Renouf or something like that, that, you know, wasn't able, and he is removed totally, when you don't have strong assistants there, then that really puts your club in a lot of trouble.
Now look, the wheels can come off the Buffaloes today. If they lose today against Wanderers, I'm not suggesting they will, but without Campbell and Sam Bono, and talk about him.
Yes.
He was named in the squad, named in the team, hadn't turned up. They waited. We didn't get the team sheet until the last minute because they were waiting for him to arrive. He didn't arrive. They tried to call him. They couldn't get him. So I'm not sure what's happened with him, but it seems there's something gone wrong there. But they've got a tough road in front of them. They've got this game, but then they play Tiwi, and then after that they play Tars, and Tars just had a good win over Tiwi.
Tars just beat Tiwi.
So it's a tough road ahead for Darwin. They need everything to be right, is my point. Not things wrong in the club.
I agree. And just coming back to Matthew Campbell and then trying to put all that together, I'm not saying that position is the right position, Charlie. But if that's the position at the start of a season, then you have to go with that. If that's the rule, then the coach and players should be aware of that, particularly if you're a playing coach. Maybe it is something that needs to be looked at. Is it fair that a person who is playing coach, because it's such a rarity these days to have a playing coach, is that fair that if you get suspended from playing the game that you also can't then coach that game? Is that the right thing? But as far as I'm aware, that's been the rule now for many a year.
It's not.
You know that? That's that.
And the penalty of the 3 weeks is because of his record as well. So I guess if you know that you've got that sort of record, like, not saying that he's got a really bad record or anything like that, but you would be very cautious about what you did then on the field.
Darwin are out there, Wanderers out there. The rain has come. It's just turned up.
Look at the wind. Look at the point post. It's shaking down there.
There's
a lot of wind
blowing out there as well. Now, look, I just want to bring up the issue with the Jabiru Bombers and the half a dozen players from Gumbalanya that played with the Jabiru Bombers. They went back to their community last week. They were caught trying to take alcohol into the community. They've been stood down by the club. AFL NT is going to be taking some action against them. Jabiru Bombers are saying, this causes us great problems because we can't get enough players with the closing down of the mine at Jabiru. They might have to forfeit. They're in third position in the competition. They may miss out on finals footy. How do we work our way around this quagmire? It's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
It is a mess. I think it comes back to the players doing the right thing at the start. And perhaps, as I understand it, these sorts of things are known to have happened previously, Charlie.
A couple of times last year.
A couple of times last year. So therefore, the club probably should have been insuring, so too the charter company should have been insuring.
I'll just interrupt you and tell you this. The club sent a person to check the luggage before they got on the plane, found alcohol, took it off them, but they still had it. When people want alcohol, they can get it.
It just goes to show you the trouble, to me, that many individuals, many communities are in. The desperation to be able to consume alcohol, to consume illicit drugs. It's a real issue.
I feel for the Jabiru Bombers.
And it's not just there. It's any communities at the airports. You know, they've got the sniffer dogs and stuff. You go down to the ferry. You know, and they're checking your bags and checking everything. They're smelling everything. So they really take the risk, but they think that they're happy to take the risk. These people, and it's a shame as well, but the damage it does on communities, that's why they really have to make a stance on it.
Just a couple of milestones today. Keith Pratt, the goal umpire, 450 games he'll get to today as an umpire. Catherine Flynn on the boundary gets to 300, and Dean O'Donoghue, a goal umpire, will get 150 games. This is just about to get underway. It's the Buffaloes and the Eagles here at Marara. Here's Dominic McCormack.
Thanks, Charlie. Christopher Atkinson to line up in ruck for the Buffaloes.
Look at the rain.
Look at the rain indeed. The wind blowing, well, straight across the ground one moment, then towards the airport end. Buffaloes kicking to the McMillan's Road end, or the Michael Long Centre end, and Wanderers to the airport end. Ball held aloft, Atkinson to go up against the other big fella in Wilson. The ball socket forward. Bo O'Connell, little touch at half forward, goes back in and collects. Very slippery ball. Williams over the footy here for the Double Blues. Handballs backwards, goes to Anderson. Anderson out to Stevenson. I thought he was out of bounds, not called. Jerome Motlop going for the ball with the fist. Should have body-lined it, and now it's been body-lined out of bounds by Stokes for the Darwin Footy Club. Very difficult conditions here. Rain coming down. You can hear that in our special effects. Boundary umpire comes in a few metres. Josh Wilson up against Atkinson. Wilson wins it. Belts it away towards Nook Mansell. Socket off the ground by Totham for the Eagles. Into the forward pocket. Head over the ball is James Box for the Eagles. Nook Mansell shot on goal. He's kicked the first goal. What an effort by Nook Mansell. Terrific stuff. Difficult conditions. And the Eagles on the board. 1 minute down in the first quarter. And the Eagles, one straight 6, the Buffaloes yet to score, and the rain's just getting heavier.
I'll tell you, the one thing the rain does is evens out the competition, doesn't it? If you're skillful and you're a classy team, rain makes it all much closer. This was an incredible goal for Nook Mansell here. Got onto his left boot, got onto a good handball, and was able to kick a goal for him. Been around a long time too, Nook Mansell.
Yeah, it's just steady, Charlie, very steady.
It was under a lot of pressure as well. Did well in these conditions. Back in the middle, Atkinson and Wilson. Atkinson uses his body well for Buffs. Here's that goal kick at Mansell, goes past it. Stevenson for Buffs tries to get in there. A lot of players, the handball comes out by Totham. Quick kick into the forward line. For Wanderers here at the back is Box. Started this game well. Haven't caught him very often this season. He started this game very well. Back to Campbell. Campbell fumbles the ball in these conditions pretty hard. Kicks it off the ground. Wanderers still centre half forward here. Buffs are trying to clear. They do. Get the ball out to a teammate here. It's turned over. Again, Wilson just thumps it forward. That player again, Nook Mansell just puts it up. The top of the square. Joel Jeffrey's there. Dangerous in these conditions. He nearly takes the mark. Plays on. Wheels around. And he's kicked the second for the Wanderers. They have a second goal here. Joel Jeffrey.
Class.
Had 3 touches there. The umpire said play on, didn't take the mark, but just composed, gets the ball back and wheels around and kicks a goal. Wanderers have 2 goals in 2.5 minutes.
Well, Joel Jeffrey, the son of the great Russell Jeffrey, he's playing good footy too. He's grown up. He's a big, tall player. Ball went down on the forward line. He stood underneath the mark. He almost marked it. It landed on the ground and then he was able to wheel around, got some space. Darwin lost contact with him and he banged the goal through. I saw him do that last week as well, kick a goal at that very end. He's starting to develop into a good player.
He kicked 3 goals last week and was one of Wanderers' dangerous players.
Ball back in the middle. Atkinson again up against Wilson. Neither of them could get a clear hit out. Campbell from the middle for the Darwin Buffaloes. Sockers it forward. Now Marika over the ball. Another good performer for the Eagles last week. Goes in against Bowles. In fact, it was Sean Armatt. Jalen Clark in the back on Marika. Campbell comes out, whether that's Paul. Body lining it was Shillabeer, picked it up, did beautifully. In fact, it's David Johnston for the Buffaloes. Did really well, the big man. Now they're fighting forward at half forward for the Darwin Buffaloes. Winston Unipingu over the ball, couldn't collect. Anderson did. Great handball from Anderson. Finds his teammate in David Johnston. Goes backwards to Stafford. Now to Stokes, that's Jared Stokes, just palms off, pushes away, did beautifully through midfield, got a handball away. Stephen Anderson soccering it through half forward, looking now for the handball back from Bradley Mitchell, who couldn't collect under pressure. Anderson back in again, did really well, got it to Mitchell, trying to burrow his way through. Wanderers there in numbers. The umpire, will he ball it up? No, he won't. He's going to give a free kick here, saying that the ball was dragged in, held in. Free kick will go against Mitchell, and taking it, I think, is Keelan Fijo at left half back for the Eagles.
Well, he set the standard now, the umpire, which is good umpiring. They need to be consistent with it for the rest of the game now. Poor kick, picked up by Williams, kicks it forward. It was Kelvin Williams, only as far as Thomas Motlop. Played a brilliant game last week as well, Thomas Motlop. Again, Williams is in there, gets it back to Roses, to Jared Stokes. Kicks it into the centre there. Unipingu should pick this up. Fine player he is. Just gets his balance, looks up, finds a teammate. That's a good mark as well out there. Howard turns around and just an ill-placed kick and a good mark taken by Adrian Lawrence, centre half back for the Buffaloes. He's going to turn it over here. He does. Marika gets it. Look at those boots. He has a look at the goals. Has he kicked it? He has kicked it. Marika's kicked his goal. The first goal for him and the third for Wanderers. Marika, brilliant game last week as well. Those bright boots that he's got, you can spot him from a mile away.
Oh, Tash, he did the 360. It was just unbelievable. This kick came out, was a little bit ill-directed, Darwin's defence, and he got in the way for this, picked it up and just did a turn to spin out of trouble, got inside 50 and just banged away a goal. Eagles on fire here. They've kicked 3 unanswered goals at the top of the first quarter. 3 goals plays nothing.
They're not easy goals either. They've been well worked.
Well, the Eagles on fire to start this game. Charlie, you talked about what the impact could be of losing Matt Campbell. Goodness me, are we seeing it already? Out of the centre again, Robert Howard for the Eagles, pumps it forward. Nice mark taken there. Keelan Fijo again looks to drive it further forward, inside 50, well and truly. Comes off hands to Fijo. Another snap around the corner from Jeffrey. He's got the hands up in the air celebrating. Don't tell me. Yes, tell me. He's kicked it. 2 goals already here to Joel Jeffrey. More importantly, 4 straight. 24, 6 minutes gone. Wanderers, Buffaloes, absolutely nothing on the board.
And Joel Jeffrey down there, that was almost identical to the goal before this kick came through.
Look at this.
He had front position, didn't he? Terrifically.
Look at this hand pass. Brilliant hand pass.
In space, one look, they're almost exactly the same kick. Calm under pressure, was just a terrific goal.
Ronald Fijo gave that hand pass off. Well done.
You know, some teams can deal with losing their coach and not get lost. Darwin, I'm not sure they can, you know. I reckon they're going to feel the effects of not having Matt Campbell out there.
Wilson goes a bit early. They need to clear it here. They do. Jared Stokes, the captain, delivers it into the 50, looking for Shillabeer. He's going to wheel around here. He does. John puts it to the top of the square. Zelio Casemiro punches it away. Yinapingu's there as well. Jalen Clark picks it up and he's responded very well. So the Buffaloes have their first goal. Jalen Clark as well, probably been one of the most dangerous players, I think, and consistent players for Buffaloes. The umpires are just having a look at this. Now, Buffs are resetting here. So I reckon the Buffs don't look confident. They're actually setting here for a kick out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's touched.
It was touched. I didn't see that, but the Buffaloes, here we go. Yeah, actually, Zelio Casemiro's come through and touched that one.
Spoiled my score sheet. Had the goal written down already.
Yeah, I've got to take it out. Messed up my beautiful team sheet.
Ball up to centre wing now, Marcus Totham. Nice little handball off to Yunapingo. His kick cut off. A nice mark there to Cameron Stokes. Good player. Out wide here now to Christopher Williams. Williams, long right boot kick all the way into forward 50. Looking there for Jared Stokes. Couldn't find him. Off hands. Shillabeer gathers. Shillabeer, nice little chip looking for Jalen Clark. He's attacked front on. No free kick given. It's socket straight out of bounds. And a boundary throw in is the call. Gee.
Doesn't that rain's come back? I was just going to say to you, I was thinking it's official, it's a sun shower. That disappeared and it came straight back again.
I think it's going to be a bit swirly for the rest of the day, Charlie.
Can I just say happy birthday to Cam Stokes' dad, Dennis Stokes, better known as Sam, turned 70, and so did John Pep, the great St Mary's player, turned 70 as well. Happy birthday, guys.
Kicks it to centre wing here. Wanderers, the advantage. Joel Jeffrey's moved up. He goes without it. The players go to Joel. Comes back, Roses is there, trying to pick it up for the Buffaloes on centre wing. He does, he slides in, but it's stolen from him. The Wanderers player, O'Connell. Good player as well, O'Connell. And here's that man, Box. Started the game very well, James Box. Goes back, sees no one's at the goal line, and he's kicked the goal. James Box started this quarter brilliantly, and Wanderers have their fourth.
Let's bear in mind, Charlie, they got their fifth, in fact.
Their fifth, yeah.
Let's bear in mind here, this is a team, when you look at the Wanderers team compared to last week, this is no Liam Patrick, no Adam Cook, no Mayer, all these big targets they played with last week and they looked wonderful. Now we've got this young forward line, and Joel Jeffrey in particular, he's actually standing up here as the leader of the forward line.
And no Marlon Motlop as well.
That's right.
Another midfielder.
Yep.
And who was Alan Pearce played for them too, didn't he?
That's right. That was a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. He's not out there.
Ruck contest, ball taken away by David Paul for the Double Blues. Nice little chip out wide here. Finds, and I think that is David Johnston out there, getting confused between he and Shillabeer. And speaking of Shillabeer, don't worry about the confusion. There he is, dropping the mark on this occasion. Tackle being laid in forward 50 by the Eagles. Jared Stokes coming through. Jalen Clark couldn't quite handle. Nook Mansell over the ball, just got ball to boot quickly. Stephen Anderson tried to chip in there in front of Aiden Singleton. Stacks on the mill, 49 metres from goal. Buffalo's calling for the free kick. Stephen Anderson not happy that he didn't get the free kick. The umpire says, no, pass it to me. No opportunity. He'll toss it up straight away. Wilson goes. Buffaloes have ball in hand. Little flick out comes to Bowles, I think. The snap from the right forward pocket is errant. And 1 behind is the score on the board. So Darwin, they move on to 2 points. Wanderers at the 10-minute mark of 5 straight 30.
Yeah, under siege here at the moment, the Buffaloes. Let's see what they're made of today. Are they a finals team? We've got an idea today.
JJ Motlop clears the defence here for Wanderers. It's going to fall short. Well read by O'Connell. Got to the front of the pack. Joel Cabillo runs without it. Tottenham's there to pick it up. Gives it back to Motlop. That's JJ. But well read by Zach Stevenson for Buffaloes on centre wing here in front of the grandstand. The rain's just stopped for the minute.
Interesting, Tash. The rain, even when it was raining, the sun was shining.
Yeah, the sun's come right out now. Looks for Shillipbeer. Another mark that he's dropped. He got his hands to it. Thomas Motlop's there. Fijo handballs back. That's holding the ball. No, the umpire said that was high.
Too lucky.
I thought that was very lucky, actually. The ball hit Mansell, just kicks into the space. Well read by Trump. Comes to O'Connell. Good body work off the ball by Fijo. Looks into the 50. Here comes Box. Started this game. I've been very happy with the way he started this game. Just puts it into the hot spot. Joel Jeffrey was pushed in the back. Umpire didn't see it. And Moroney looks like he's going for the boundary here. Someone needs to rush to it. Oh, well, there was only one way. Lucky he had two teammates there.
In his defence, there were 2 players there. He was trying to get it to him, Tash.
So 11.5 minutes gone. Wanderers 5 straight. Buffaloes 2 points.
Good start here by the Eagles in particular. Not worried about some of the more experienced Darwin players. Wilson in the ruck contest couldn't get a hand to the ball. Bo O'Connell, he's racking up the possessions early stages of this game.
Well done,
gets it to Nook Mansell. He's doing exactly the same. Bombs it up high inside 50. Almost a mark down there to Cameron Stokes. Zach Stevenson comes away with it. Goes to Atkinson. The double touch on centre wing. Takes the mark, kicks long. Down towards Stephen Anderson, got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Casemiro belts it towards the boundary. Bowles just takes it over the boundary line.
He had a lot more time than what I think he thought there. No communication down there.
Probably should have done much better than that. He had the opportunity to do it, didn't he?
Quality player, just signed again for the NT Thunder this season. Bowles. By throws it in. Wilson uses his body well. Comes down to Mitchell. Mitchell just an up and under kick looking for Stafford. Good work, Yinapingu. Stafford goes back. Second, third effort there. Brenton Motlop manages to get boot to ball. Thomas Motlop. Roses drops the mark. The umpire's going to pay, I think, free kick because he didn't hold it long enough. Roses just...
No, Roses
delivers it into Shillipbeer again. They double team him. No, that was Johnson. They do look alike down there. There's Shillipbeer there. He drops the mark again. Thomas Motlop's putting pressure on him. Goes to ground. And then just shoves the ball over the line. Not happy with the umpire, Shillipbeer.
Gee, harassed him beautifully, Thomas Motlop.
He did, didn't he? And I'll tell you...
Knew not to give away the free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, and do you know who's not happy with the umpire? Stephen Anderson. Stephen, forget about the umpire. Just play footy.
On the replay there, that wasn't a mark. The umpire's blown his whistle too early.
Yeah.
From the ruck contest, Wanderers almost bring it away. They've had 2 opportunities. Now the ball comes to Stephen Anderson. Quick hack up into forward 50 and almost to the goal square. Goes to Bowles. Soccer's off the ground. That's a goal. Well, out of nothing, Patrick Bowles, he is a very good player. And he can claim that as one of the good goals of this season. So Patrick Bowles finally puts the double blues on the board. They are 1-2-8, trailing the Eagles 5 straight 30, 14 minutes gone in the first quarter.
But do you know what? It came out of like a lot of loose ball down in that forward line, and it took a kick off the ground to get a goal for Darwin.
Stephen Anderson.
Stephen Anderson did the hard work. Chase there, good chase there too.
And the Wanderers players just got sucked in a bit there, and no one was on the goal line.
Yeah.
And just got caught behind the ball.
It's the old rule in footy, isn't it? When they're going down, someone get back on the last line.
Somebody stay in that square.
Stay in the square.
So back in the middle. 14.5 minutes gone. Wanderers still leading here by 22 points. Smash out by Wilson. Flo's trying to clear only as far as the Wanderers player there. It was Howard. Ran himself into trouble. Here's Cam Stokes, usually uses the ball well, has a lot of time, even in traffic. Cameron Stokes, Shillipbeer, got the fumbles. No, that's Johnson, got the fumbles a bit. deliver it into Bowles. So they've made the move and put Bowles up to full forward, Buffalo. So just looking for an avenue.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it looks like Shillaby is getting double teamed every time the ball's going in there. So they've moved Bowles down there, hoping that a bit of speed down there will draw the defenders, I think.
Yeah, you wonder where to play Shillaby, you know. Like if you put him forward, he's a forward, isn't he? He's a goal kicking forward. That's his job.
If it's not getting down to the full forward, but play him at centre-half forward.
Yeah. All from the ruck contest. Bo O'Connell almost took it. So too another young player there in Fijo. Now pushing through Anderson, close to the boundary line. Fijo putting pressure on. That's Keelan Fijo. And eventually the ball pushed out of bounds for a boundary throw in. A little bit of push and shove. Mariko, I can tell it's him because he's got the lime green boots shining out from over on that far wing. Tell you what, he's trimmed down since the start of the season, looking fit, hungry for the footy. Terrific game last week. Already kicked a goal this afternoon. Boundary throw in now. Wilson cut off by Atkinson. Totham, I think it was, thrown off the footy without it. Now the ball comes to Marika, taken high, no free. The umpire says play on. Darwin coming away with it here. Jared Stokes kicks it up to forward 50. Mark taken, and he might be Stafford. Former Nightcliff player, isn't he, Stafford?
Stafford.
Yep.
And outside 50, the man in fact is on 48 metres or thereabouts from goal. Winston Yunupingu. Stafford, he's a good kick of the footy. He's going to let me down here on the lead with Shillaby. He's been tackled to the ground by Motlop. Ball comes back to Yunupingu on the run. Little kick through half forward, off hands. Who can take it? Fijo just towed it forward. Box. Just sockers it away from his opponent. Jalen Clark did the right thing here, picked it up strongly. And Box, I think, he's given away the free kick for kicking in danger.
I don't think anyone was leaning down for the footy.
No, he just tried to drag it with his foot and the umpires pinged him.
Well, Buffaloes with the free.
Kicks it to centre wing. Could have taken the mark there. No talk out there, the Wanderers player. Stafford picks it up, just turns around. Hand passes blindly. Singleton's there for Wanderers. Picked up by Hartong. Back to Totham. Just moves it forward. And as they would say in rugby, that's a really good touch finder as it bounces over. Can
I just talk about Stafford? I remember when he played his first NTFL game. I think he comes from Yullamu, the little community of Mount Allen near Yundamu. Came up, his whole family came up when he played his first game for the Tigers, and they were absolutely thrilled. He kicked a couple of goals, and now he's been around a while.
Ruck contest now. One down by the Buffaloes. Eagles, however, in numbers around the contest. Mitchell trying to charge his way through for the Buffaloes. Dives at the footy, flicks it out the back. There first was Joe Anderson. Couldn't pick it up. Now he does. Gets a kick away. Smothered. Smothered goes to Winston Yunupingu. High up and under towards forward 50. Underneath it was Gabriel Marika. Off hands, comes back to him. Drops the knees. Wrapped around the neck. Taken high. Kelvin Williams says, didn't he duck, umpire? The umpire says, don't you worry about that. I saw the iridescent boots. I'm giving a free.
He looks confident as well. He's kicked one already, not from...
Thomas Motlop cruising around the back there, hoping to get a little cheapy on the side. Gabriel Marika says, no, you just leave it to me. Crosses 50. Kick on the way. It's high. It's up. It's now down. Flying high was Stafford. Front and centre. Front and centre. That was magnificent play. And the magnificent play was from Mark White. Superb front and centre. Cleanly off the pack. Little snap with the right boot. Goal.
Young player as well, Mark White. One of their young guns coming through the ranks.
Look at that for a crummer standing right in front of that pack when it flew. Look at him. He puts on the performance after he's shaking his fingers up.
And
that was a great crumbing goal, wasn't it? That was a superb goal, Mark White.
How exciting is that for Wanderers? You've got Joel Jeffrey down there that's about 16 himself. Mark White's about 16.
Yeah, O'Connell will be the same.
Yeah, O'Connell that comes for Ferreira that's not playing this week.
That's right.
Wanderers will be hoping this was the start of the season.
The season, that's right.
Season game one.
Back in the ruck. Wilson tries to get it down to JJ Motlop. He goes without it. Fijo's there. Stokes. Motlop kicks it forward. Moroney gets hands to it. Here goes Totham, goes without it. Jeffrey goes in there as well. Totham lays the tackle. Well done. Puts the pressure on. Cameron Stokes is there for the Buffaloes. Just a hurried kick looking for Williams. Paul comes, ducks his head. Fijo did well not to get him high. He just stopped there and made sure he tackled him right. Ducks into it, Shawnee Armat. Good umpiring here. Play on is the call. Nook Mansell's there and it's tied up. About 55 metres out from the Wanderers' goal. So 20 minutes nearly gone here, and Wanderers 36 and Buffaloes 8.
Tash, Wanderers got winners just about everywhere out there at the moment. They're swarming all over the Buffaloes.
Right, contest now goes inside 50. Ball taken there by Mark White. He didn't have it. Now the extraction from the Buffaloes. Johnston couldn't take it, but good front and centre was Jared Stokes. Kicks up towards centre half-back. Winston Unipinga has stuck the arm out. Stephen Anderson pushes it forward. Unipinga tries to take it. This time he keeps it in front of himself. Keeps his feet. Did well. Contest between he and Clark. Stopped away by Brenton Motlop. Now picked up beautifully by Roses. Wrapped up in a tackle. Front on. And the umpires called it as high.
Unlucky there, I thought. I thought that he probably ducked into this. Watch on replay here.
Charlie.
Put his
head down. His head was down.
Roses, from that free kick, kicks forward, finds Jared Stokes. His kick looking for Shillabia, found his chest, couldn't hold the mark. Clark gathered the crumbs, kicked in the forward pocket, Bowles took the ball out of bounds. And good communication there between the two boundary umpires, working very nicely on that side of the ground. So a boundary throw in deep in the left forward pocket for the Buffaloes. They trail Wanderers 6 straight 36, Buffaloes 1-2-8, 21 gone.
Throw it in the forward pocket here. It's a shallow one, so Wilson just belts it forward 20 metres for a punch from a ruckman. That's pretty good. Comes down to Salmon here. Kicks it forward. White just wins front position too easily here on centre wing. He's already kicked a goal. Now he has a bounce. Joel Jeffrey tells him to keep running. Tries to break the tackle. He does. Needs to kick it. He has a bounce again. Hand passes to his teammate. He just tried to do too much there. Not happy with himself, the young fella in white. Did well. Dangerous kick. Tottenham nearly cuts it off. Hand passes to Fijo. Had a lot more time. Kicks it in. White meets it. So does Williams. Williams trying to get it out to Atkinson here. Kicks it forward, looking the centre wing, gets a hand in there, Salmon does, picks it up. Joel Jeffrey has a bit of time, needs to get rid of it, he does. JJ Motlop, good fend off. Roses, and a mark taken by Chris Williams at centre half back for Wanderers, for Buffs.
Chris Williams now kicks to the fat side, looking there for a target in Bowles. He's pursued by O'Connell. Put the pressure on well. The kick was coughed up to Thomas Motlop. Hacks away up to half forward. Making a contest was Joel Cabillo. Good smart play by Cameron Stokes. Got it to Anderson. But numbers with the Eagles. Nook Mansell gathers. Goes to O'Connell. Now off the side of the right boot. That's a beautiful kick. And that was a deliberate kick. Banana with the right foot. That was perfect. Mark White 20 metres out directly in front. Bo O'Connell kicking with the left and right boots here this afternoon. That was perfect.
Well, there was a wall in front of him and he got it just over their fingertips to Mark White standing at the back, and White's going to have a shot. Goodness me. He did every trick in the book a short time ago and got nailed for it, but he's not going to miss this one. He's directly out in front. What a quarter from the Eagles. An unbelievable first quarter.
Well, directly in front. Needs to just kick carefully and put this straight through the middle, Mark White. He kicks low, he kicks poorly. He took the 50-metre run up, Mark White. Well, he needs to make sure that he's got his team on his mind this afternoon, Mark White.
Quick kick out by Wanderers, not by Buffs. Play on the umpire calls. Shawnee Ahmat has it through centre wing. Looking for Anderson. Looking dangerous when he's around the ball, Anderson. Bit of a high tackle. Umpires found... No, he says play on. Jalen Clark tries to shove off JJ. There's a fighting back play. Anderson just needs to play footy here. He's got Muklas, I think. And it looks like he's asleep as well. It looks like he's knocked out here. He has not moved.
He was slung to the ground. That's what happened.
He has not. Iman Muklas has not moved. Stephen Anderson. So we just watch here.
That is dangerous.
And then I think he's been shoved into the ground there somehow, but he has not moved.
Well, there's no name going in the book, but I'll tell you what, they're going to have a look at that during the week. They will.
You can hear the crowd. Stephen Anderson's just lost it here. They're getting him off. That's good coaching move as well by the coaches. Just getting him off here. Just need him to cool down. He's a good player when he plays football, Stephen Anderson.
We just don't understand why he's got such a short fuse.
So Muklas is coming off here.
He frustrates his dad, I can tell you.
Oh, he does. He does. So Muklas is coming off. We'll just keep an eye on him, but I don't think we're going to see him return. He did not move there for...
He was stunned, I reckon, Tash.
So the umpire throws it in shallow again. Wilson reads it well. Hits it forward about 20 metres here for Wanderers. Fijo's dumped without the ball. Anderson's not happy with it. That's Joe Anderson. So the free kick back here for Wanderers on centre wing grandstand side.
So Fijo now kicking down the line. Players were up and down and no one really got a touch to it. Williams just runs it over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in. 55 out from the Eagles goal. A bit of a to-do between Kevin Moroney and his opponent there in Quentin Hartog. So a bit of feeling and quarter time. The siren sounds for quarter time, and well it might, Charlie, because the game just getting a little bit of heat into it, a little bit out of control there for a moment. And at quarter time here, Marara Oval, terrific clash between these two teams. Wanderers leading. Who would have thought? 6-1, 37. The Buffaloes 1-2-8. For the Eagles, the goal kickers, Joel Jeffrey, been very impressive, has kicked 2, and then singles to James Box, Mark White, Nook Mansell and Gabriel Marique.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students. We have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Probably wasn't happy with it, but there definitely was no book that come out. It will probably be looked at later on during the week, of course, but you know, you just, he's such a good player when he's playing football, but unfortunately once he loses it a little bit, just the ill discipline creeps in, and then
it takes him a long time to cool down again, and then he goes through the process again. He gets all
so maybe
all
that's what he's doing with himself, because he is an important player, and I think the other player as well, we mentioned Wilson, and just the 1%ers he does off the ball. We've seen a big shepherd he put on down here for a big ruckman, you know, just the 1%ers really help as well. But Thomas Motlop on Shillaby, Shillabee just can't get the ball at the moment, and when he does, Thomas Motlop is right there to get the fist in. Oh, that's a really good matchup.
He's such a Mr. Fix-It, isn't he, Charlie? Thomas Motlop. He can play full forward, he can play half forward, he spends time in midfield. Who would have picked a matchup? Thomas Motlop playing fullback on Darren Shillabee.
Yeah.
But especially in these conditions, it actually favours Thomas Motlop to do that, because Shillabee's not going to be able to take the big marks that he can.
No, and you know, Wanderers have had a miserable season, haven't they? Week after week they've come out. They've only won a couple of games this year, but gee, if this what they're showing here at the moment,
terrific. As they did last week, Tash.
They were very unlucky, Charlie, not to win last week, and I think a big out for them during a lot of the quarters was Wilson when he was out. But one of the players this year, we talk about the youngsters that have come through as well for Wanderers, but Winston Yunupingu, he excites me in the back line. His second and third efforts and fourths down here, you know, to try and clear the ball, and just the way that he uses the ball when he has it as well, he's been so impressive. And Marika, I just think that those two players as well have really gelled into Wanderers, and now that they've sort of had a bit more of a settled team in the last couple of weeks, they are starting to play some really good brand of football.
Marcus Totham too, like, he was terrific last year. He's just been steady all year, just doing his job, and he's been one of those good young players. That Wanderers have invested well in the future. I think next year is going to be a good year for them now. They stand in a huddle. Look at that, it's a great sight to see, isn't it? Eagles out there, Peter Leonard talking to them, and then they're all got their arms around each other. They're brothers joined together, you know. And
isn't it wonderful to see from a club perspective, from a generational perspective, that name Totham continuing with the Eagles team.
Yeah, and David Totham is just out there a short time ago too with the team, and of course he's I think he's the coach of the Wanderers women's team.
Okay. You speak about
Winston. He was. I think I don't think he's doing it this season, but he was the the last couple of seasons. Yeah, for sure for Wanderers. I think this year they've got Rod McLean. I think the women. But
that's the big question now for Wanderers. Can they pick that back up again? Because they were running on absolute adrenaline, weren't they? They were at the top of their game. They were piping hot. Can they pick it up and continue that? Because Darwin's gone away, had a little bit of a think about it, and said, "Hey, fellas,
what are we doing?
We're the third best team in the competition."
Bill Feeney's definitely they got the coaching job today down there, and one of the first players that he went to was Shillabee, and still barking in instructions here as he comes off. He did not look happy walking out there, and he's usually Mr. Cool and Calm. Bill Feeney, know him very well, very cool and calm bloke, but he was not happy, and he went out there and he's let them know. So let's see how they bounce back, and already Shillabee has gone into the midfield.
Now Stephen Anderson, he's just put his Guernsey back on now, and he's come out of the dugout. So, and I think there was about 4 or 5 people around him talking to him, so maybe they've settled him down a bit.
From the midfield now, first ruck contest, a free kick will be given, and it's a free kick for a high tackle against Jerome Motlop, and it goes to Bradley Mitchell. Unassuming player, Bradley Mitchell, but a very good midfielder for this Darwin team. Low kick wasn't intended, but it ends in the hands there of Paul Campbell, in front of Muklas too, so good to see him back on the ground. Campbell now. Long kick, driving it inside 50. Wilson gets a fingernail to it. It goes to Chris Williams. Snaps on goal. And to the near side. So an early opportunity there for the Double Blues. They miss and move on to 1-3-9. Wanderers 6-1-37.
And interesting, when Wanderers had those exact sort of shot there, bang, they kick a goal.
They got it. Mr. Fix-It here with the kicking out duties as well. Launch one before 60 metres, and it's come off the side of his boot, this torpedo. That wasn't.
And that is out of bounds on the floor.
In the first quarter, it paid off. It went about 70 metres, but that one did not work.
This is Thomas Motlop, of course.
And you've seen him as well. He knew that was off the side of the boot. So free kick here. 52 metres out.
You know what I'd do if I was Darwin? I'd just slow this game down. I'd just play possession footy, kick it to my teammate, hold it up. Wanderers love it when it's on full pace.
Shillabee on the lead, and Williams at the back. Just couldn't get to the bounce of that ball. Bowles goes without it. Picked up Williams. Umpires found the free kick. He was taken high. So a good second effort there by Chris Williams. Marika got him high. Directly in front. He's going to have to kick it from 50. Usually a booming quick kick, Chris Williams, but the breeze now is actually favouring. It's going a bit swirly, but he's going to have to kick into a bit of a breeze. So 2 minutes gone in the second quarter.
That
Buffaloes trailing.
Swung, hasn't it, a little bit for Darwin here. They're starting already feeling their way back into the game.
So he goes in. Chris Williams kicks it from 51. Up and under kick.
He's returned Thomas Motlop's favour.
Out of bounds on the full, so Thomas Motlop's going to take the free kick deep in the back pocket for Wanderers.
Well, the challenge here for the Buffaloes is to lock it inside this 50. Can they do it? We'll see.
We'll see. Thomas Motlop brings it back into play. We may giggle in the commentary box, but that wind out there is furious. Thomas Motlop brought it to Brenton Motlop. Brenton Motlop on the left boot. Target was Jeffrey. Took it, handball to a teammate in Casemiro, charging through. Bradley Mitchell, I like this player. He goes hard at the footy, and he's won his team a boundary throw in at right half forward. Comes off and is replaced immediately by Liam Philpott.
Good size as well.
He's just hard at it, Charlie. Really is. Bradley Mitchell. He's only played a few games as far as I'm aware, but what a player he could be for the Double Blues.
Nut, isn't he?
He sure is. Off the ruck contest now, Marcus Totham gathers it, chips inboard. Joel Cabillo was beaten for it by Jalen Clark, stripped to the footy, goes to Stokes, he goes to Philpott, wrapped up in a good tackle by Jerome Motlop. Stokes now pressured. And a free kick for a push in the back. I don't think that was there. Doesn't matter what I think. The ball's kicked forward and Imam Muklas stands under the ball with Shilabia racing towards it.
There's a free kick.
There is a free kick, Natasha.
Yeah, the far umpires called it, and Shilabia was pushed in the back by Brenton Motlop.
This is Johnson. So David Johnston. And there should be a 50 here because Imam Muklas has just let it go. Has he onto the ground?
Oh, look, I'm not sure that he did.
He's thrown it to the wrong
player. Yeah, that player refused to take it, and it was a Darwin player.
So David Johnston. So Marika needs to probably just pull his head in a bit here. Been involved in a few little niggles, and now given away a free kick to Johnston when Eagles were in possession.
Anderson back on.
Kick of the footy. Flying high down there was Stafford. Couldn't get anywhere near it, really. And a 4th point on the board for the Double Blues. 1-4-10. Wanderers 6-1-37. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Motlop kicks it to Brenton Motlop. And just earlier, I played earlier, and this wind, it is really, really hard to kick with. It's moving the ball about 5 to 10 metres in the air, so it is very, very hard out there. Good effort out there by Buffaloes. Stevenson picks it up, hand passes to a teammate. A lot of players around this ball, close to the boundary line, and it goes over under the scoreboard for a boundary throw-in. So centre wing here. Could tussle to start this second quarter. 4.5 minutes gone. Wanderers 6-1-37. Buffaloes 1-4-10. Boundary throw-in. Wilson again. When he gets the opportunity, he just belts it forward, and Anderson's back on there.
Well, Tash, I reckon we played 5 minutes. I don't think Wanderers have been down in their inside 50 yet. It's been all in the midfield or down in the Darwin end of the oval here.
And Anderson taking a free kick there, moves it to Liam Philpott. Philpott now to Atkinson. Atkinson moving it quickly, looking for Cameron Stokes. They are on. Little chip midfield. I don't know whether that was the move. It goes towards Anderson. He drops. In fact, it was Roses. He drops it. Stafford picked up beautifully. Handballs to Bowles. Bowles around the corner. And too big down there is David Johnston, standing, I think, on Zelio Casemiro. So David Johnston, the size about him is Shilabia-like, and he's taken the mark easily, 15 metres out.
They're like the Twin Towers down there, Shilabia and Johnson.
Two big blokes.
So Johnston should kick the second goal. Kicks low, kicks poorly, kicks a point, Charlie. Wow. Unbelievable. 1-5-11 the Buffaloes. They trail 6-1-37.
They've had all the play, but they just haven't got it on the scoreboard yet, the Buffaloes. Wanderers might punish them here. Ball in the hands of
Muklas. So Muklas looks up, leading in a Pingu. Gets hands to ball, goes through, comes to the back. Picked up by Wanderers, taken late. That's O'Connell. Yinapingu has it, has Hartung running past, puts it on the boot. It's an errant kick. He's going to miss his target. Salmon was all alone there in the forward 50. Had a little bit more time, maybe just a lack of talk there, just to let him know he had a bit more time. He could have found his target. Wanderers, the first time they've gone into their 50 in this quarter.
There's no doubt Darwin have reined them in, haven't they? The Buffs have pulled them back.
So they set for the ruck. It's a shallow throw and the umpire lets it go. Picked up by Moroney. Hand passes back to Cameron Stokes. Up and under kick. Bowles is underneath it. Good mark by Bowles. So he's moved onto the ball now, Patrick Bowles, and he has the free. He's taken the mark and has it at centre half back.
In good form, this man.
Totham on the mark. Bowles now straight down the corridor looking for Johnston. Falling backwards, had hands in the back, didn't take the mark. Ball comes back to him after being on the ground. And then a free kick for high contact. Wilson not happy. Free kick goes to Johnson. He didn't even have to do anything to earn that one. Ball over the back of Shillabeer. In the race for it now, Aidan Singleton picks it up in front of Roses. Tackle. That's a great tackle from Roses. Socket off the ground by Shillabeer. Continuous play. That should be a goal. And Singleton will be very sore after that. Shillabeer with the goal, so the Buffaloes, they move on to 2-5-17. Wanderers 6-1-37, 20 points the difference.
How good was that? Singleton, young player, but Thomas Motlop and Brenton Motlop went straight over to him and said, bad luck, mate. Yeah. You know, you'll learn as a young player that he just turned the wrong way there. He just needed to pick it up and kick towards the boundary.
That's right. Well, he was caught 1 against 2 running back towards the Darwin goal, and they were able to nail him and put him to ground and then single, and then they went in and kicked the goal. So Shillabeer gets the goal.
He could have actually fallen over and tapped it forward and it would have gone through for a rush behind. Like, he just, you know, he'll learn. Wilson just shoves that, I think. No, that's Johnson or Paul's in the ruck.
Do I tell you what?
He's copped it high. That's Paul.
If you're doing a free kick count here, you'd be happy if you were the Buffs. They probably had 5 or 6 to 1 here.
Paul drives it in. Looking for Shillabeer, comes to the back. Stafford's going to get there first. Hot on his hammer is Yinapingu. Puts pressure on him. Keeps his feet as you do as a defender. Well done, Winston Yinapingu. There's the composure we spoke about earlier. The umpire's going to pay the mark to Shawnee Armat. He's 70 metres from goal. Flooded forward line here, but Shillabeer takes off. No, it goes out of bounds on the full, so the wind's grabbed it. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. Free kick going to Yinapingu.
So, you know, it looks as though Buffs are being favoured. They're not being favoured. They're just playing much better footy. That's why they're getting so much of it.
They are. Kick from Winston Yinapingu. Is that out of bounds on the full or a mark? It's been paid a mark. So Wilson takes the mark. That'll bring a smile to his face. Kicks long down the corridor. Comes off the chest. Cameron Stokes now chasing after it with Alex Wheatra, and the ball pushed out of bounds. Is it a free kick? It has been given as a free kick for deliberate. It's gone against Stokes, so Wheatra here with the free kick. Goes with the little chip, looking for Keelan. Fijo takes the diving mark. That was a desperate effort there by Fijo. Takes the mark. Nice build-up here for the Eagles. What can Fijo do with it? Drives it in long and low. Buffaloes defender.
Oh, well done,
cuts it off
Jeffrey.
Initially. Jeffrey now gathers on the left boot. Chips. Thomas Motlop almost had it. Now charging at it was Salmon. Couldn't collect. Trupp did. Got it back to Salmon. And a throw is the call. So the Eagles will take a free kick. 20 metres out, just to the left of centre.
Box, I reckon it is as well. Another young player.
Well, Wanderers had so many there at the fall of that ball, didn't they? That kick came in and finished up with, as you're right, Tash, it is James Box kicked the goal in the first quarter. So he's going to have a shot from about 15 metres on a bit of an angle.
Just looks dangerous down there.
Kicked a goal in the first. Kicks on goal. Their first opportunity, Charlie, of the second quarter, and they kick a goal immediately. So Wanderers 7-1, 43, leading Buffaloes 2-5-17. We've gone 10 minutes in the second quarter.
How often do you see that in footy with a team that's attacks and attacks and attacks, doesn't kick goals, kick points, other team goes down once? But you were right, Wanderers were calm the way they took it down. Kicked to players, got it down in their forward line. He was fortunate in the end, James Box, to get to that ball, but picked up the free kick, kicked the goal.
The build-up looked good, didn't it? It was nice and calm. Lots of good players in amongst it.
Started with Yinapingu in the back line here, where he found Wilson out centre wing. Paul goes early, Wilson with the tap. O'Connell's going to get their first burst of speed. On the run, Torpedo, if you don't mind, just a little bit off target. Jeez, he's dangerous when he's around the ball, isn't he?
He kicks left and right, which makes him even more dangerous.
Wanderers prepared to try just about anything.
So 3 for a behind. Wanderers 44, Buffalo 17, 11 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Kick in from Moroney, comes off the hands. Trupp gets a handball backwards, goes to Jared Stokes. Lovely little chip from him, looking for Anderson. That's Joe Anderson, and finds him. Marcus Totham just being a nuisance. Nothing wrong with that. Does the job, settles Joe Anderson down. Anderson now up towards Shillabia, drops the mark under pressure from Brenton Motlop, tried to drag it back in. Motlop cleared a path for Casemiro. Socket forward by Anderson is really good play. Bradley Mitchell picks up. Good handball from him to Williams. Williams out wide now to Johnston. Inside 50. Lovely little chip from Johnston. What great play from the big man. Finds Bowles. 10 metres in from the boundary, 45 from goal.
Tom, good call. You picked out Anderson involved in that, but you know who was there when that ball landed in the hands there of Patrick Bowles? Anderson was right by his side. It was Anderson who started the movement, and he ran at 100 miles an hour to get into position.
And that's what he needs to keep doing.
Just keep doing it, Stephen.
Patrick Bowles crossed 50, belted away at goals. Immediately it was off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full.
So Thomas Motlop's going to take the free kick.
He started something here, Thomas Motlop. We've had 3 out of bounds on the full already this quarter.
Yeah, put the torp away, Thomas.
Yeah, no, he's the drop punt to his cousin and Brenton Motlop. So still in the defensive 50 here, Wanderers. Just slowing down the play here, Wanderers, when they have it. Smart footy. Error kick, at the back. Marika just read it well.
You love him, don't you? Down on his knees.
He's an exciting player, Charlie. I just love watching him play. Wheater at the back, gets there, bursts through the pack, tries to shovel it out to a teammate. Joe Anderson picks it up, has Roses going past on his left, delivers it in. Shillabia at the back. No, that's Johnson.
Superb kick.
No, Shillabia. So Shillabia's taken the mark.
And
he's going to have to kick it from about 45 directly in front.
That was under immense pressure from Jerome Motlop, who then came in and gave the late hip and shoulder to Roses, but quality young player.
Oh, Roses is exciting. Yeah, yep. Shillabia already kicked a goal in this quarter. Looks good off the boot. Oh, he's just missed to the far side.
Shillabia's got the yips.
But looking dangerous now, Shillabia. Getting his hands on the footy.
1 goal only to him, though. He's probably had 4 or 5 opportunities.
Brenton Motlop now with ball in hand, goes the chip. Well done from Marika too. Marika provided a dummy lead and then said no, kick the other side to Unipinga, which he did do. Unipinga now to the far wing, finds Thomas Motlop. Thomas Motlop just belts away, hoping that Alex Wheater can get there. Contest between he and Cameron Stokes. Stokes gathers, wheels around, pops a kick up for Mitchell. Takes that, does he? Yes, he does. The mark is called.
Man again, Bradley Mitchell.
So just back of left half back, steps around Jerome Motlop, goes with the right boot. Kick almost cut off by Keelan Fijo. Taken now by Thomas Motlop. Wanderers in here. It's a poor kick by Thomas Motlop. Target should have been Alex Wheater. Cleared him. Trupp gathers. Handball's inboard. He receives it back again from Moroney. Goes back again. Now they're under a little bit of pressure. Moroney kicks long towards half back and finds Stevenson. Handball's immediately to Mitchell. Wasn't really expecting it. Didn't take it. Tries to step around. Is tackled. Goes back to Stevenson. Steadies play down now. Kelvin Williams takes the mark deep in defence.
Williams switches play to Moroney. So then a defensive 50 here, Buffaloes. Anderson leads up to him. Good leading by Anderson. That was a 100-metre lead. That's Stephen Anderson with that unique kicking style. Bowles lost his feet going for the mark. Gives it back to Atkinson. Good second effort. And here's Anderson. Just keeps running. And he can keep running. He does. Takes a one-hander. Kicks it in. Shillabia had fallen over. Yinapingu goes without it. Jared Stokes picks it up. Good tackle by Marika, and Marika's caught him. Not happy, Jared Stokes. It's going to be 50. So just discipline here that's just creeping into Buffaloes. You don't see that very often from Jared Stokes.
I think Stevenson caught that ball hit him in the face.
Yeah, it did. It came off the fingernail of Unipingo and straight into the face there of Salmon.
Yeah, Salmon. So good
Joe Salmon
50 here as well. So Marika directing his forwards. Kicks it off the side of the boot. O'Connell can't get there. He can go in a second effort. He's got a lot of speed. He's tripped as he's running, and the umpire
has got it. That was a deliberate. That's a deliberate trip too. Stuck the foot out.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he knew that he had the pace, didn't he? So Sean Armatt, we just watched the replay here, and Marika, he really played for the for the fall as well against Jared Stokes. Made sure the umpire really seen there was a lot of power in that hit. So Bo O'Connell.
Good match up, Bo O'Connell and Shawnee Armatt.
So 45-degree angle, hard to kick goals from out here. It's going to have to kick it from about 45, Bo O'Connell. Looks confident. The breeze is now turned and he's kicking against the breeze. Goes in. Looks No, he's got it out of bounds on the full. So Bo O'Connell here, 18.5 minutes, not 16.5 minutes gone here. Wanderers 44, Buffaloes 18 in the second quarter.
And just repeating earlier on today, Waratah 12-13, 85 defeated the Tiwi Bombers 10-6-66. Big and important win for the Red and Whites.
Cameron Stokes with ball in hand, kicks long down the line. Target is Bowles. Joel Jeffrey there. And the boundary line beats both of them. So a boundary throw in right at the Eagles interchange gate. It's a good long kick out. They gained a great deal of meterage from that. Would have been a brave call from an umpire to say deliberate. So in the shade of the Morris Rioli grandstand here this afternoon. Lights on too, which is unusual for this time of the day. Shallow throw in. Read well there by Paul. Totham picks it up, did well. In fact, it was Atkinson was the ruckman. Didn't quite pick it up, and Totham then kicking long down the line. The torpedo. There's been a few of those this afternoon. And the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 60 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Torpedo is back.
It's back in town. Morris Rioli grandstand side. 17.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. 44 plays 18. For all their play, the Darwin Buffaloes, they've kicked a 1-goal 4. The Eagles have kicked 1-goal 1 from the ruck contest. Anderson, in fact, winning that ruck contest and the ball going 20 metres straight out over the boundary line again, and they will do it all over again.
In front of where the Darwin supporters sit. You'll do extra when you're a Darwin player and you play there in front of those Darwin Buffalo supporters.
So you should, Charlie.
Good crowd here as well for the second game of the triple header here at Marara. Paul wins front position. And there again is Hartung. Paul in them for a second effort. Kicked off the ground by O'Connell. Look, Mansell picks it up. Hartung gets there first. Good body work by Joe Anderson. Shawnee Armack can't get boot to ball. How's the bounce going to favour here? That's Trupp. Well done to Trupp. Anderson probably had a bit more time. Just quickly gets it on the boot. Brenton Motlop with the fist from behind. Yunupingu comes running across the front and centre. Look at the burst of speed here. Tries to have a bounce in these conditions. But the numbers are there for Wanderers. Fijo kicks it into Wheatra. Wheatra goes without it. Good tackle there. That was... So Howard has the free kick.
High tackle.
It's going to take it directly in front. It's going to kick it from about 45. So...
Well, this is not beyond
Howard,
him.
It isn't. And Howard, he started the first quarter pretty well. Gone quiet so far. So was Joel Jeffrey. Haven't really been seen in this quarter. Mark White. So just slowed down the play here, Buffaloes. But as Dominic said, they haven't really made the most of their opportunities for the amount of ball that they've won. So Howard, Robert Howard, slips as he kicks. Just dribbles it to the front. You can hear the crowd. Fijo's there. He gets it quickly on the boot, and it's going to dribble across the face of the goals and out of bounds for a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket. We've seen it all.
Yeah, slip was a funny one, but he's okay. But in the first quarter, Wanderers were fashioning goals out of that sort of play, weren't they?
They were.
They're just getting to get a goal. Today, in the second quarter, they just can't do it anymore. Darwin have tightened up.
A little bit more difficult now. Ruck contest one down by Joe Anderson. The ball straight to Thomas Motlop. Snaps on goal. They've fashioned something here, Charlie. Thomas Motlop from that right forward pocket. That's a wonderful kick. And there he is, the fullback. The fullback.
And there he's running back to fullback.
Now he's running back to fullback. Has just kicked a goal. And Charlie, there they are now. They are sitting on 8 goals 2. They've kicked 2 goals 1 this quarter. They are now winning this quarter to Darwin's 1 goal 4.
Easily won the first quarter.
Yep.
Held on for dear life when Darwin went at them hard for about 18 minutes. And then bang, Wanderers kick a couple of goals and already winning the quarter.
So they have steeled themselves this quarter. Yeah. They've done it.
That was just self-belief amongst Wanderers at the moment must be very, very high. Darwin can feel okay though. They worked pretty hard for most of the quarter. Just didn't get the result.
Johnson and Wilson, so they've moved Johnson into the ruck. The Buffaloes have. Got the ball, good pick up by Joel Cabillo. Delivers it into the 50. Joel Jeffrey picks it up. He wheels around, good at this. Dances around one, and it lands in the hands of Williams. The umpire says play on. Hand passes to Moroney. Moroney back in the corridor. Dangerous kick. There's Wilson, has a big air swing. Had the time to pick it up. This is going to cost him. Jared Stokes delivers it into the 50. Muklas is there. So is Roses. Roses just gets boot to ball. Shillabir needs to get there first. He does. Kicks it off the ground. Brenton Motlop's there. And the ball's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw in around about 55 metres from the Buffaloes goal. Shillabir, I thought, need to put a little bit more effort into that.
Yeah, he was the target. That's who they were going for, and Wanderers were able to smother him and make him kick the ball off the ground, went out of bounds. So it's outside 50, almost half time.
Boundary throw in now. Wilson up against Atkinson. Ball falls short. Wilson just muscles his way in front. Thumps it forward by 20 metres. A little bit of a to-do between he and Stephen Anderson. Now the ball pushed forward again by the Eagles. Fighting hard at the boundary line. Zach Stevenson gets a handball away. The siren sounds for half-time here at Marara Oval. What a clash this is. Double Blues against the Eagles. And Wanderers in front. 8-2-50. Buffaloes 2-6-18.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm moving far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2018-2019 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
You just cue me and say go. Hello and a big welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin. Round 16 in the NTFL competition here. Clouds are in the sky. Big game in front of us. The Darwin Buffaloes up against Wanderers. The Buffaloes in 3rd position. Wanderers in 8th position. So you'd think it'd be a lopsided competition. We're not sure that it will be. Yep. Yep. Go. Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin. Round 16 in the NTFL competition. It's the Darwin Buffaloes up against Wanderers here. 3rd place Darwin Buffaloes, 8th place Wanderers. But the story behind all of this is both these teams lost last week, and Darwin lost worse than what Wanderers lost. Darwin by 37 points loss against St Mary's, and Wanderers just by 9 points against Waratahs. Promises to be a pretty good game. Joining us in commentary, Dominic McCormack. Dom, should be a pretty good game.
Should be a great game, Charlie. Darwin really need to win this game. Wanderers losing a little bit of experience from last week's match, but just a very important game for both teams. Wanderers looking to prepare for next season. Darwin, they've got finals coming up.
And what did we see in Wanderers last week? Tash Medbury saw them at Gardens Oval, Tash.
Yeah, they were pretty exciting, Charlie, and unfortunately they didn't get the win on the board in the end, but there's some exciting signs there, and as Dominic said, they've got a bit of experience out, but you know, they'll look to their young guns and really look to sort of get their team going ready for next season. They can't make finals and they know that, but they're still playing for pride.
All right, I'm not sure Wanderers have the players up in the forward line. Certainly Darwin have one big man standing down there. Wanderers are going to find it really hard to stop Darren Shillabere.
Oh, they will. Terrific player, been in great form, very important for them. Let's see what they can do.
And if Sam Bono lines up, it's a pretty good forward line.
Oh, they've had a good forward line for most of the season. Both important players.
Darwin Buffaloes up against Wanderers. Game not that far away.
the quality of Stephen Anderson, how good he was, how good he can be. And when he came back on the ground after his misdemeanour earlier on, he just participated in so many passages of play and did really well. Malcolm Rosas, a good player. Jared Stokes has been trying hard. Kevin Moroney down back. Cameron Stokes has been pretty good. And Bradley Mitchell from the midfield, a good player. And then they've got their forwards. David Johnston is showing promise. Shillabeer can do anything. That's my long answer to say, yes, they can. They can get back into this game and they can win it. But, gee, the Eagles have been nothing short of fantastic. The young brigade in particular have been unreal. And they stood up in that quarter. They really had to. They looked like in the first 10 minutes they might have been blown away. They ended up winning the quarter by 3 points. That doesn't sound a lot, but they won the quarter, Charlie.
They stood up, didn't they, Tash?
Yeah, they did. And you don't see this at the start of every game for the Buffaloes. Jared Stokes is starting on the bench. So unless he has a niggling injury...
Well, he didn't play last week, did he? No,
he had the flu, that's right. He played Division 1 last week.
And his cousin actually played for our team. Last week she struggled with the flu, got herself out of bed to play. She had to pull out this morning because she's got it pretty bad still, so it's really thrown her as well.
Now, they are one down on the bench here.
Second half underway.
As we look at the Buffaloes bench, they're one down. The midfield contest, one down by Wanderers. Ball comes to Nook Mansell by hand from Singleton. They're under pressure, though. Campbell couldn't handle for the double Blues. Ball flicked to Wilson. He hacks it forward for the Eagles. No mark taken there by Mark White. Under pressure with Stevenson. That's a good battle between those two. Stevenson pushes towards the boundary line, and he wins a boundary throw-in for Darwin. Left half forward for the Eagles. They've pushed forward already, so that's a really positive sign for them. First 30 seconds of this third quarter, the score unchanged. 50 plays 18.
Ruck contest. Johnson and Wilson. Johnson wins the tap out there. Gains about 10 metres, but it's kicked forward by Wanderers. Cammy Stokes is there, gets to Mitchell for Buffaloes. Kicks it forward to Stafford. Good mark by Daniel Stafford. Can wheel it around, and he does. Comes off the side of the boot, but it just might work out. Muklas goes for an airy. Chris Williams is there. Picks it up. No, he can't. Just fumbling the footy. Chris Williams falls over, and they all dive on him. And the umpire called the ball up a little bit early. It actually had come out.
You know, one of the keys to football is you've got to get to the ball first, and already Darwin has shown they're going to do that.
So Stafford and Wilson. Wilson hits it down to Thomas Motlop, kicks it in midair. Mitchell's going to get there first, but the boundary line's going to beat him. No, he keeps it in. It's still in. It's close to the boundary. Joel Cabillo's done well, body on body against Mitchell. Hand passes, and Cameron Stokes with the big fist straight over the boundary line.
Terrific play, Cam Stokes. He kept it where he wants it.
If he didn't stop that, Wanderers were on. So boundary throw-in 80 metres from the Buffaloes' goal.
As we see Mitchell come from the ground, replaced by Liam Philpott for Darwin. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Wilson up against Johnston. Coming through strongly was Bo O'Connell. He was taken in a great tackle by Joe Anderson. Ball on the ground. Wilson flicks it forward. Did beautifully to Thomas Motlop. The run of Marcus Totham. Totham now. Kick is not as good as it should have been. And Atkinson doesn't take the mark. And the umpire called it from midfield. There was another umpire right there who did not call. Atkinson now flicks it out wide. Goes to Johnston. The Shillabeer lookalike. Chips further forward, finds Stevenson. Stevenson just keeps on the move. Handball's out wide, goes to Moroney. Moroney tries to drill a low pass into the forward 50, misses a target. Brenton Motlop there, Trupp fighting hard. There is Fijo for the Eagles. They've done well, the Eagle defence. Ball comes out to Jerome Motlop. Runs through full-back. Untidy torpedo kick again there, Natasha. Out towards Nook Mansell. Finds his man. Did well. Is tackled. Loses the footy. The ball drops. Socket out of bounds. Has to be out of bounds on the full. And that should be an Eagles free kick, surely.
It's got to be a Wanderers free kick.
I thought that definitely came off the feet of Cameron Stokes.
It did.
So Stokes has got away with one there.
Con the umpire there. Jared Stokes now with ball in hand.
Jared Stokes just directing his forwards, looking for Shillabeer. He's popped it up. Wilson's going to get there first. Big fist. He could have taken the mark. Zelio Casemiro turns around and finds a diving Joel Cabillo. That's a good mark.
Worked out in the end though, Taston. Wilson should have taken it, you're right.
Half back, he should have. No communication there, but it worked out in the end, luckily. Tips it over to Brenton Motlop. Still at half back here, the Eagles. Motlop Centre wing, it's a poor kick. Joe Anderson takes the mark, can play on. Kicks it forward. Casemiro's there, gets his hands to the ball. Shillabeer just didn't go for that ball. The intensity there from Shillabeer, he had front position and just didn't put his arms out and allowed Casemiro to get the fist in.
Well, Casemiro ran hard at it, Tash, didn't he?
He did. Boundary throw in, right on the 50 here for Buffaloes.
So ruck contest now. Stafford up against Wilson. Wilson gets himself in front. Stafford did well though. Jerome Motlop, I should say, pushing himself in front. Gets the footy, gets a little handball out. Darwin muscling their way through, and a free kick here.
He's played that well, JJ, against Stephen Anderson.
There they are, the two hotheads themselves. And Jerome Motlop winning out on this occasion, wins that free kick, goes backwards looking for and finding Zelio Casemiro, plays on quickly. Muklas out wide by himself, and Wanderers, gee, they've worked hard here. Unipingle out wide all by himself. Thomas Motlop's made the move as well. Good kick from Unipingle, finds Thomas Motlop at centre wing with time, with space. Good kick. Looking up here now for Singleton. Can he find him? No, he can't.
Not the best.
Wasn't the best kick. Singleton made good space, but nonetheless, in these conditions, Wanderers find themselves now with a boundary throw in inside attacking 50.
Just about coast to coast there for the Eagles, wasn't it? That one poor kick at the end sent it out of play.
The ruck set. Wheatra against Johnson. It's a shallow throw in. Wheatra just gets pushed out the way. Good body work by Johnson. Wheatra's not used to being in the ruck. That's Alex Wheatra. Bit of a late whistle. Wilson infringe Shillabeer. Up on centre wing. Scoreboard side. Shillabeer looking not much on, ignores the lead of Bowles, so now he's going to have to go long. He does. It's a booming kick. Muklas at the back. Stafford takes a mark. Daniel Stafford, he's taken 2 brilliant marks this quarter. Wheels around and finds Chris Williams.
Whoa.
15 metres from goal, but at tight angle. He's deep in the forward pocket next to the boundary. The wind's going across. He's going to have to kick into a slight breeze coming across the face of the goals. But
how's that play of Stafford? Terrific, that mark between two players and then delivering that kick, pinpoint accuracy.
He wanted the ball, Charlie, and he's demanding the ball. Stafford needs to lift. So Chris Williams going to go the check side. He does. And I reckon he snuck it in. He has. Chris Williams has a goal on the board for the Buffaloes. That kicked their third. Looking dangerous to start this third quarter. 6.5 minutes gone. Wanderers 50, Buffaloes should be 24.
Well, they can thank Stafford for that. It was a great mark under pressure, and the kick, as we said before, was perfect. Dom, I want to ask you, with Bradley Mitchell, had a 20-minute break at half-time, came on and played for 2 minutes, and then came off for another 4 minutes. What's going on? He's a good player. You want him out there, don't you?
You would have thought so. Rotated with Liam Philpott, didn't he? So Philpott now been on for the last, as you say, 4 minutes or so, and Mitchell lining up ready to come on.
I don't even get to come off during my game. My rotation is going from the midfield for 2 minutes in the forward line, then back in the midfield.
Ball up in the middle. Wilson wins that one down beautifully. Goes to Singleton. Didn't handle cleanly. Wrapped up now by Joe Anderson in a tackle. Ball being flicked around. Wilson gets his big body in there. Tries to flick it out again. Joe Anderson waiting at the back. Almost got to him. Keelan Fijo in there. So too for the Eagles is Robert Howard. They push it forward. Jared Stokes did well. Got a handball away. Cut off by Bo O'Connell. Sockers inside attacking 50. And a little chip comes out from Williams, I think it was. Went to Johnston. Now that's good ball movement. Finds Joe Anderson. Flicks his hand around. Knocks over Howard. Joe Anderson spears a pass in. And goes to the last goal kicker in Chris Williams. That is the best piece of play from the Double Blues all day, Charlie.
From centre half back down to forward of centre half forward. Wanderers did not touch the footy, and Darwin looking their sparkling best.
So Chris Williams now. Right of centre will kick from 40.
Stephen Anderson here is getting stuck into Bo O'Connell, and Daniel Stafford's just come and grabbed him away and said play footy.
Chris Williams with the kick on goal. Starts it and kicks directly at goal, and that wind just flung it to the right for a behind. So the Buffaloes, they move on to 3-7-25. Wanderers 8-2-50.
Tom, just say that breeze is blowing almost directly across the field, but it is favouring Wanderers a little bit, so probably blowing down towards Wanderers' left forward pocket.
Depending upon which moment you look at the flags.
Exactly.
Good mark by Robert Howard. Under pressure from the kick out. Howard Looks for his teammate Hartog out there. Manages to get boot to ball. I don't know how he did that, but he did. Thomas Motlop kicks it off the ground. Usually dangerous in these situations, but well done, Zach Stevenson, but the ball goes out of bounds directly under the scoreboard. So 9 minutes gone, Wanderers 50, Buffaloes 25. Clawing their way back, the Darwin Buffaloes. Good crowd here today.
A lot of Darwin supporters looking on there, hoping their team can close this gap.
The wind has really picked up now as the clouds come over, so lucky the lights were turned on early. Wilson punches it forward. Thomas Motlop goes past it. Two Eagles players clash there trying to get the ball. Jalen Clark's been moved onto the ball, gets a quick kick out. There's that man again, Daniel Stafford. Takes a mark for Buffaloes, comes off the side of his boot. Just had a little bit more time to go back and deliver that footy. He rushed himself and he says sorry to his teammates up ahead, but he's looking dangerous, Daniel Stafford. It's another boundary throw-in, 80 metres from Buffalo's goal.
He's been as good as any Darwin player today.
Yeah, he's been good. Shouldn't be worried about that kick. Difficult conditions, ball slippery, boot slippery. He's been good, and they'll need him in the next quarter and a half. He's going to be an important player. Ruck contest, one down by Johnston. Quick kick from the Eagles, lands on the chest of Cameron Stokes, couldn't take the mark. Thomas Motlop fighting away for it against a teammate there in Singleton. He gets in there and gets a little kick away. So too Campbell now diving at the footy. I think it was Totham, got it out again to Singleton, been in the action and doing well. Gee, there's a bit to do behind the play. Stephen Anderson close to the boundary line, socked the ball away well from his opponent. But the umpire...
It's Motlop and Stokes.
Now calling a free kick, and this is going to go the way of Darwin here. I don't know how the umpire managed to pick that out, but he has. Or is he? He's pointed the way for a Darwin free kick, but the free kick is going to the Eagles.
We pointed both ways. He pointed...
I think he said that where the ball is, that's where the free kick.
So
yep.
Marika has ball in hand, 70 from goal, bombs it away long, target Alex Wheater, belted away from Johnston, comes to Williams, good hands to Stevenson, the high up and under, Marika under it, so too Jalen Clark. Clark got hands to it, pushed it forward, Wilson comes in strongly, got a hand ball away, paddled away, well done by Darwin, working it forward. Muklas now over the ball, picks it up well. Wilson went in and gave the Shepherd. Ball still in play. Williams dropped it after he had clean possession. Whacks it forward. Roses in pursuit. Has good pace. Was wrapped up by Salmon. Got a handball away. Williams there. Gets a kick away. Almost cut off by Unipingle. Running hard at it. Bowles. Tackled no. Strides through the tackle of Unipingle. Kicks on goal. Brenton Motlop is right there. The goalkeeper. And it goes through for a behind. 3-8-26. Wanderers 8-2-50.
Motlop should have unloaded that very quickly. Had players running loose across the half-back line.
Yeah, he held it up here. So now he clears. It is a good kick, but a one-on-one. Wilson. Just love his work rate, Wilson. He just keeps going. Hits it over to box. He's taken without it. Jalen Clark plays for the free kick. The umpire's having nothing of that. Getting a little bit heated here this game. Umpire needs to keep control of it. Moroney comes away with it for the Buffaloes. Kicks it into the 50. Not a very good kick for his forwards. Williams is going to get there. Zelio Casemiro clashes with Bowles. That was a big contest there, and he's holding his shoulder, Zelio Casemiro. The free kick is going to Zelio Casemiro. So he put his head over the ball, earned the free kick, but he's looking very, very sore.
Done that in his whole career, you know, just hard at the footy. He'll block it if he has to.
Finds Marika. Still at half-back here for Wanderers.
The man with the lime green boots, there's a few of them out there today. Kicks long down the line. Target down there was Hartog. And the ball out of bounds. Good contest between Quentin Hartog and Jalen Clark. The ruckman now to set themselves again. Wilson with arms aloft, saying that he is one of the ruckmen. There's two players with their hands up for the Buffaloes, but Johnston will go in. In fact, it's Atkinson. And those numbers a little bit difficult to see. It is Johnston, number 26. Getting a little bit gloomy here, even with the lights on at Marara Oval. Ball tossed in. Wilson wins it down. Got it towards Jalen Clark. At the fall of the ball there is Aiden Singleton again. And stacks on the mill here.
Oh, who's he going to call?
Very quick decision there from the umpire, was holding the ball. Well, that's gone against Paul Campbell. The free kick to the man with those lime green boots in Marika. He quickly kicks and finds Thomas Motlop. Eagles need to work here. This is a good opportunity for them. 13 and a half minutes into this third quarter. That's a good kick by Brenton Motlop. Letting him down there was Ronald Fijo. Didn't take the mark and then hangs on to his opponent in Sean Armatt. Well, they lost a moment there and they could be made to pay for it. The kick comes out here to Shillabia. Held up by Bo O'Connell. Did well for a moment. Shillabia, the long kick down to Stafford. Does he call the mark? He has called the mark.
Jeez, I thought he wasn't going to call that then, but definitely a mark.
So Daniel Stafford, Charlie, right call?
Yeah, absolutely. He just he had all of that, didn't he?
So Daniel Stafford taking the mark.
And what a game from this fellow.
What a costly turnover in the middle of the ground from the Eagles.
Yeah.
So Stafford, left of centre, Winston Unipinga on the mark and working the mark well. This goal, no gimme here, that wind blowing across the ground. He's kicked hard into the footy.
Grabs it again.
Grabs it again, and it's gone to the right. It was a better kick than his last effort, but still another behind. 3 goals, 9-27, Darwin Buffaloes. Wanderers 8-2-50. They have not scored in this third quarter, and we've gone 14 and a half minutes.
Thomas Motlop, Mr.
Where's the torpedo? Look at the torpedo. He goes, nearly finds Unipingle. Kicks it forward to centre wing. Joel Cabillo can get there. Tries to get there. Mitchell held without it. White's hot on his hammer. Turns around. Good player Mitchell. It's composed. Finds Cammy Stokes at centre wing. Gnaws the runner going past. Not much up ahead, so he's got a kick in hope. Goes over the top, was aiming for Stafford. Stafford gets it. He's thrown to the ground by Motlop. JJ Motlop kicks it forward. Sitting underneath it is Jalen Clark. Been very, very quiet in this game for his standards this season, Jalen Clark. Takes a mark on centre wing. Drives it forward again. What Shillabier's been held on to, and the umpire's seen it. He played for it as well. Made sure the umpire's seen, but it was there. Muklas was holding his jumper. So he's got the free kick, 45-degree angle. He's going to have to kick it from 50.
And he's going to have to kick it into a pretty stiff breeze as well.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Charlie, today it was just that hard that we weren't short of a goal unless we were in the goal square. Kicks it, just puts it where he needs to in the hot spot, hoping for a mark. Johnson comes through. Roses has it, and Roses kicks a goal for the Buffaloes. A much-needed goal. Smart play by Shillabier just to put it to the top of the square in these conditions and the wind going that let their crummers do the work, and it comes down, and Roses. So.
Well, Thomas Motlop with the kick away then out of that danger area, straight into the hands of Malcolm Roses, and bang, he kicked the goal.
Good tackle there too from Chris Williams. He's certainly been involved in this quarter, Charlie.
Yeah, Chris Williams has been good. Darwin starting to close the gap now. They kicked a couple of goals here. Eagles yet to score. That maybe the momentum has swung the other way. It certainly looks that way.
It's 10 scoring shots to 13 when you look at it.
That's exactly right, and that's important. First time the Buffaloes have put on multiple goals in a quarter, this third quarter. Ruck contest won again by Wilson. Who'll be first there? Mitchell for the Buffaloes, but he loses the footy. Jerome Motlop gathers, kicks inside 50. Alex Wheater, can he make a contest? He can't. And Atkinson stood under the footy, took the mark and took it well. Kicking for the contest here, Johnston missed him. Great attack of the footy by Marika. Ball couldn't be picked up there by Mark White. Now Marika gathers again, kicks on goal. Banana with the outside of the foot. Marika, the right foot banana, the outside of the foot. He's kicked a goal. So the Buffaloes, they kicked their second for the quarter, and within 30 seconds, Marika puts a goal on the board.
Oh, look at this replay, will you? He's the one that gets 2 fists to the ball here.
Gabriel McKee ran from 50 metres away. What an effort. Double fist punch onto the footy, million miles an hour, kicks the goal.
Keeps running and picks it up, breaks a tackle. Jared Stokes, mind you.
Mr. Magic.
Oh.
Magic Marika, terrific.
Excitement machine. Oh.
Gee, Wanderers wanted that goal, didn't they? It went against the play, really.
Back in the middle. Mitchell putting his body in there hard. Fijo's hot there. Stokes goes without it. Wilson picks it up. Nook Mansell drops it. Got 3 around him. Needs to get rid of it. He does. Wilson on the left. Joel Cabillo goes into traffic. Jalen Clark's going to pick it up. Hand passes to Cameron Stokes. He goes without it. JJ Motlop meets him front on. Well done, JJ Motlop. Trump's been a bit quiet as well this game, and Motlop dives at the feet, and it's going to be a free kick against him. A little bit too intensive there. Doesn't give the ball to Jalen Clark. The umpire's not going to give the 50. Probably lucky there.
Well, he dived at his feet, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
That's the free kick.
Jalen Cut kicks it out towards Shillaby. No, that's Johnson. Picks it up. And I reckon he's gone out of bounds. The boundary umpire's called it. Geez, he probably had a little bit more time. He was a bit... Let's see Davey with that.
That's great pressure from the Eagles to force that kick as an out of bounds, Charlie. It could have been down here in 50. Instead, it's a boundary throw in centre wing. Great work.
All the little things Wanderers are able to do, and they're bouncing back when they have to.
It's 56 plays 33, 19 minutes gone in this third quarter. Ruck contest won there by Johnston, straight down to Mansell. Mansell just kicks towards a teammate in Campbell, close to the boundary line. No mark taken over the boundary line, and another throw in. Time ticking away here. They've lost this quarter so far, the Eagles, by 1 goal.
Feels like they're just hanging on a bit here.
By 9 points.
Yeah, they're on the ropes, but that
still in the game.
6-goal first quarter might carry them through here.
Anderson wins it away from the ruck contest. His handball went to no one. Hartog tackled by Anderson, got a handball away. Mansell straight through the contest.
Courage.
Now wins the footy. Gets a little toe poker to Thomas Motlop. Unselfish play. Handball's up here to Ronald Fijo. His kick is ordinary in the circumstances.
Should have popped it up in the air.
Should have popped it up, but at least they get a boundary throw. And he hangs his head. He shouldn't do that.
Young player.
Difficult conditions. Don't hang your head, young man. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Eagles can go again.
He was just running a flat pace, wasn't he?
Look at this man. Gives the handball at the 50. It was Thomas Motlop, now going back to fullback again. An incredible player. Atkins wins the tap down. Mitchell's going to charge it, and he does. Then he goes without it. Picked up by Fijo. Can he make amends here? Does he keep it in? No. Another boundary throw in. 40 around from Wanderers' goal.
Tash, Thomas Motlop is doing that. He's running away from Joe Anderson. Anderson will follow him up to about centre and then will drop back in defence. Thomas Motlop will go down deep into the forward line.
Amazing work rate, Charlie, and he just wheels the ball. Thomas Motlop really lifts his team. Running through is Jared Stokes. Kicks it forward for his team. The bounce. Joel Kibilo's there. Hand passes back to Brenton Motlop. Does it stay in? No, I reckon it's out of bounds on the full. So the free kick going to Patrick Bowles. Been a bit quiet this quarter at half back.
Still had a good game though. His first half was terrific, Bowles.
Patrick Bowles now. Call to play on, and he does do that. Go straight down the line, and that's a poor kick. Brenton Motlop, has he taken the mark? He has. Shillabeer did not want the footy then. Brenton Motlop attacked it hard, and yet the footy was meant for Shillabeer.
Ronald Fijo is still clear to his right. He's not going to go to him.
Doesn't go there. Motlop, the high up and under. Anyone's footy coming through the pack there. Mark White flicked it forward, and the ball again out of bounds. I think that might have been Williams seeing it over.
It's been a bit of this, hasn't it? Push it to the boundary line. Pushing it to the boundary line.
Yep.
Boundary line's your best friend in these sort of games, Charlie.
Can be. Wanderers want to move it away from that boundary line and get a shot on goal. Boundary throw in now. Wheater up against Atkinson. They break it 50-50. Wheater throws his body in there. Atkinson again gets it to Mitchell. Shoved out of his hands. And a short quarter. Only 3 goals kicked in the quarter, so three-quarter time here. Wanderers 9-2, 56. They added 1 straight goal. Buffaloes 4-9-33. They kicked 2 goals, 3, and the margin now is 23 points.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather. Cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students. We have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now opening Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
They've kicked 4 out of the 13. Wanderers have kicked 9.
They would only have to straighten up just a little bit in this last quarter, wouldn't they?
But in these conditions, that's actually difficult to do, because the ball's slippery. It's hard to get hang on to it, you know, in that forward 50 region.
And Dom, we've seen players slipping over there, having a shot for goal slips over. The surface is pretty slippery. Out there, the ball is slippery.
And you've seen quality players like Stafford who can kick the ball a long way and very accurately, struggling to make the distance and having the ball go off the side of his boot.
Like I said before in our game, and what Shillabeer did, and I was telling my girls in the game, is that you just can't kick it into this breeze. Usually when we can kick 30 metres for goal, the ball was just swinging, not just 5 metres, 10 metres. You'd put it up in the air and the wind would just grab it and just take it another 10 metres. A lot of the ball close to the boundary were going out of bounds of the full. So when we were taking the marks in those pockets, or from about 50, 40 metres out, I just said to the girls, pop it to the top of the square and just hope for our forwards to run at it, bring it to ground, and our crummers, and we end up getting about 5 goals like that. Exactly what Shillabeer did where Rosa's got that goal. You just can't, the wind is just too hard to predict out there, and it is really, really strong. Really strong. It's not like just a slight breeze going. You nearly have to aim for the point post for it to go through the goals.
And it's an interesting breeze because we don't normally get the wind that blows like this. This is a westerly. This is coming in from behind us. It's blowing across. It is. It's blowing across. I'm not sure why that is, but there's some strange things happening with the weather. I don't want to go there.
It is, and you know, we got the grandstand that sort of usually stops this sort of breeze that's coming over on the second oval. They've cut down all the trees where the running track is. So the breeze that was coming through, we were nearly getting blown off our feet. I've never experienced a breeze like that out there.
Tell you, for most of this game, Darwin have had 3 players.
I'm trying to work out who it is that's actually off.
They are missing a player.
One player.
They are missing a player, and I have not really been able to work out who that is. When I look through the team list, most I can recall being out there at some stage or another.
Well, Philpott and Campbell are the 2 on the bench at the moment. And you'd imagine, is it David Paul that spends quite a bit of time on the bench? Where's he gone?
Adrian Lawrence, 27. I reckon he might be the one
who's missing.
Yeah, the Kelvin Williams lookalike.
Yeah, indeed.
It's Adrian Lawrence.
Well, I'm concerned for Darwin because there's only 2 players on the bench, so they wouldn't want to have 1 extra out there, would they?
I don't know whether this is a magical sign, Charlie, but there's a rainbow over the Wanderers' end there.
Oh, there it is. The pot of gold waits for them.
The pot of gold waits for them. Can they do it? They've just broken from their huddle. They broke second. Darwin already in position.
Darwin have 18 players out there, so...
So there's 2 players unaccounted for at the moment.
The last quarter about to get underway. Here's Dominic McCormack.
Umpires not waiting for the Eagles to make it into position. They throw the ball up high. Wilson wins it, hacks it away with a left foot kick, gets it to centre half forward. Handball comes out here from Mark White. Scrimmage at centre half forward. Handball comes out from Cameron Stokes, finds Jared Stokes. Chip outside. And Mitchell being asked to run at the ball. He does exactly that. Thomas Motlop pursuing him. And the boundary line wins the contest. The ball pushed out of bounds just to the right of our commentary position here in the Morris Rioli grandstand. Boundary throw in.
Thomas Motlop with the job on Mitchell.
Well, he gets the important jobs, doesn't he? Thomas Motlop, he really does.
Wilson to the front. Can't get the tap. Bowles does over to Anderson. Anderson, the right boot. It's up and under kick. Mitchell's there. Thomas Motlop gets into his back and he's paid the free kick. Bradley Mitchell, 49 metres out. 45-degree angle. We're right behind him here. He's going to boot it to the top of the square. Looking for Stafford, but it's a poor kick. Brenton Motlop kicked it straight to his chest.
He's had a good game too, Dash.
Yeah, Brenton Motlop.
He has.
Done his part down there without, of course, Daniel Wheatra is also missing for Wanderers today.
Classy defender.
That's a big out. Well done, Jared Stokes, but the boundary line's going to beat him. You can just see him trying to wheel his team on, Jared Stokes. He's struggling out there with the flu.
So we can see, this is Paul, isn't it, that's coming back? Oh, is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
David Paul.
Looking a little bit sore.
He hasn't had much to do today, has he really?
Ruck contest, and the back was Johnson. Comes down to Bowles. Again, hand passes over to Anderson. Anderson trying to break the tackle with Salmon. Comes to Chris Williams. Hand passes to Jalen Clark on the right. Under pressure from JJ Motlop, and it's gone across the face and out of bounds on the full. So a free kick going to Thomas Motlop again.
You know, you can't scoff at Thomas Motlop. I mean, this performance from him today has just been fantastic.
And last week, Charlie, and I think the week before that, he kicked something like 5 goals, I think, in one of the games. So he's just brilliant. That's Zelio Casemiro.
He's a Mr. Fix-It. So Casemiro now to take the free kick. Oh, how is that going to go there? Close to the boundary line, off hands. Fijo did well to grab it cleanly and take the tackle.
It's good to see Casemiro's actually okay, because he had that big clash and he was holding his shoulder at the end of that third quarter. Important player for Wanderers.
So Wanderers have negotiated their way through 2.5 minutes of this last term without letting Darwin score.
Darwin, 4 goals to 0.
They're hanging on.
That's what they have to do. Shallow throw in. Wilson uses his strength, gets himself forward, bats the ball forward. Now it's socket forward. Mark taken there by Moroney. Oh, the long kick down to Johnston, just couldn't do it. Stafford comes charging through. Handball out to Bowles. Quick kick. Can it go to Williams? No, it can't. Through for a behind. First score on the board for this last quarter goes to the Double Blues. 4-10-34 Wanderers, 9-2-56.
Motlop directing traffic here. Thomas is going to kick it into the pocket to Muklas. He can keep running. He does. Dances around Bowles. Kicks it to centre wing, bounces past Joel Jeffrey. Kelvin Williams has done well since quarter time to hold Joel Jeffrey quite in the last couple of quarters. We've got some streakers, we've got some kids, some little kids that just ran on. I think it's Grandad that's doesn't have the responsibilities anymore. He's going to get in a bit of trouble.
That grandma's had to run out and help him.
You see it all here, that's for sure.
Geez, look at the umpires were onto it. JJ Motlop also played very well in this game. Kicks it out to a teammate in Singleton. Singleton quickly gets it onto the boot. Mark White's going to get there first for Wanderers. Pushed in the back by Stevenson. Stevenson on the ground, needs to get rid of it. Bo O'Connell kicks it off the ground. The umpire says play on. I thought that might have been in danger. Kicks it over to Williams. Kelvin Williams has Jalen Clark on free at halfback, and he can turn and go.
Jalen Clark kicks close to the boundary. He's pushed over after he kicked the footy, so it's going to be a free kick anyway. Johnston takes it. Long kick. Down the line towards attacking 50. With the one hand was Salmon, needed to go with 2. Handball flicked inside. Unipingo goes with it off the ground, made no contact. Muklas couldn't pick it up cleanly. Mansell attacked it hard. So too down there was Fijo. Off the side of the boot. It's now in the middle of the ground. Opportunity here for the Eagles. Great tap forward there by Singleton. Bo O'Connell just needs to calm himself and pick it up. He does do that. Runs inside 50. Long kick at goal. He's a good kick. He's a good kick. It's through for a goal to Bo O'Connell. That's a super goal from the Eagles, and that puts a little nail in the coffin, Charlie King. They have to kick 5 goals now to win the Double Blues.
And that was against the play, because Darwin had all the play taking it down their forward line. Wanderers got in a real skirmish there. 4 or 5 players across the half-back line. Won it, went down the middle. That kick got over the top to Bo O'Connell. He put the ears back and away he went from inside 50. He could see the goals down there and he pumped it along. And a good shepherd down there in the goal square as well by the Eagles.
I think that was Mark White as well that did that shepherd, Charlie.
And running onto the ball down there also was Marika.
He was hanging around.
He was ready for it.
He's just excited. He reads the play so well. Back in the middle. Work by Wilson. Jeez, he just keeps going. Second effort, just drills the ball out. 50 metres into the 50 here for his team. Stevenson, just a little kick out to Moroney. Got some time and space to work with. Chip kick over the top to the running Campbell. Takes the mark on centre wing in front of the grandstand. Our commentary box. Up and under kick looking for Bowles, asking a bit of him. That's a good jump, a leap that he took. Stafford front and centre. Back to Campbell. Over to Joe Anderson, goes without it. Brenton Motlop's there again. Fortunately falls into the arms of Robert Howard. Played his part today, Robert Howard.
Good mark.
Kicks it to a 2-on-1. Paul comes in from the boundary line and absolutely smashes.
He didn't anticipate that.
The player in box, but earns himself a free kick, does James Box. Kicks it back to Howard. Just need to man up here, Buffaloes. It's a dangerous kick. It's going to fall into the arms of Shillabeer. There's a crucial turnover here. Bowles can pick up this ball and run. He's got space in front of him. Thomas Motlop gets there now. Just corrals him. Lowers his eyes. Chris Williams drops a mark. He goes in for a second effort. Can hand pass to Stafford. Stafford can run in. Check side kick and misses the goals. Had a bit more time there. Puts his hands to his head and just rushed himself there, Charlie. And Buffaloes kick another behind. Wanderers 62, playing Buffaloes 35. 7 minutes gone.
Well, Stafford put his head in his hands, and the Darwin supporters did likewise. Up in the stand, they all just went, no. He had a chance. Really should have been a goal he missed.
Looks a bit injured here, Chris Williams. He's holding the hamstring. Not a good signs.
And Johnston's already come off, and he's had his neck checked and his hips sore. So they're struggling a bit here, Charlie, on the bench.
Yeah, they're going to find it tough to win this game.
And already one short.
10-2 to 4-11. Nearly 8 minutes gone last term. Wanderers in front.
So Thomas Motlop now with ball in hand. Took a little while to get the footy. He's told Imam Muklas just to run out wide. And he's going to go with the torpedo again. He clearly doesn't like his teammates. Unipingo flies high. It didn't matter for Unipingo. He just wrapped it up beautifully. Kicks untidy. Doesn't matter. Meeting it beautifully. Joel Jeffrey.
Well done.
Nice handball off to Salmon. Streaks through the middle of the pack. Long kick up towards half forward. Off hands. Here comes O'Connell. So too Stevenson at ground level. Pushes it out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Good contest between those young players.
You know, these mid-sized and smaller players from Wanderers, it's so much courage tonight.
Yeah.
Hard at the footy, run hard and straight at the footy.
The coach would love it. You could see, he could see that they've learnt a lot this season, Charlie.
I was talking to Bully Obalo when I came in. He made Wanderers do that back in the 80s, didn't he? They won 2 premierships.
They did.
Run hard at the footy.
Jeffrey was in the ruck, stayed down and then read the ball off the ruckman and kicks it into the 50. Clever play, Joel Jeffrey. The ball goes out of bounds on the 50. The umpire's going to throw it in. Buffalo's pleading for out of bounds on the full.
Yes. Gee, what a quarter he had, Joel Jeffrey, in the first quarter of this match.
He did, but just the clever things he does, just spinning out of traffic here, but with still the awareness to give the hand pass off. They've got some promising youngsters. So Paul gets a fist in, picked up by Jared Stokes, hand passes to Liam Philpott, kicks it off the ground, but Howard's there, gets it on the right, underneath, and got decked after he kicked it. So Alex Wheater is going to take the free kick directly in front, 25 metres out.
Well,
geez, the last time we seen him play Premier League was a while ago, I reckon, Alex Wheater.
Well, we've almost gone, it's 9.5 minutes gone the last term, so you're probably going to 12 minutes left. If he kicks this, the task is probably just about going to be done beyond the Buffaloes.
So we're used to the other Wheater playing, that's his brother Daniel. So Alex Wheater can go in and really advance Wanderers here. Looks good off the boot, and he's kicked their goal, and the players get around him. Wanderers have their 11th. They go to 68, Buffaloes 35, 10 minutes gone in this last quarter.
And there's great to see centre half forward Marika is clapping, pointing downfield to Unipingle, to Motlop, to Salmon, who are all involved in bringing that ball forward. He's, you know, I love seeing the great team play there.
Yeah, that camaraderie is evident, isn't it?
We just seen on the replay there, Zach Stevenson with the late hit, just undisciplined play by Buffaloes again.
So Wanderers have kicked the only 2 goals of this last term.
Important they are. Paul winning the ruck contest, giving Nook Mansell a shove as he grabbed hold of the footy. Mansell whips off a handball, only finds Joe Anderson. He goes to Jared Stokes under pressure. Jerome Motlop just soccers it straight off the ground. Cameron Stokes returns a favour. Trupp can't pick it up. Cameron Stokes goes in, just throws it off the ground. Play on, says the umpire. Anderson goes in, that's Joe. Great effort. Gets the ball out to Cameron Stokes. Little chip here out to Kevin Moroney. Leaves the ball behind momentarily. Gets it up to Jalen Clark. Clark pops it up towards Mitchell. Unipingle had a fingernail on it. Goes to the back of the pack and to Brenton Motlop. Zelio Casemiro, just calm, poise, beautifully done. Kicks out wide and finds Thomas Motlop, who just steadies it down. Is called to play on. Fair enough, he went off his mark immediately. Trying to milk a 50, didn't work. Unipingle drops the mark. Close to the boundary line now. The ball gathered by Cabillo. Under pressure there from Sean Armatt. Long kick up towards centre wing. Offhand, Stafford. Went to go with the torpedo. Ugly kick. Marked by Casemiro, the general in defence.
Casemiro has Nook Mansell on his own in the midfield. Thomas Motlop keeps running. Again, he goes with the torpedo on the run. Trump with hands in the back, and the umpire was right there, but says play on. Kicks it out to Kevin Moroney. Buffalo's trying to go forward here. Stephen Anderson marks it just inside the boundary. That's a good mark by Stephen Anderson. Muklas is standing the mark. Earlier incident between those two that will be looked at later on this week. Rose is dangerous in these situations. Can't get to the ball. Kicks back and Stephen Anderson's going to take the mark again. He has Mitchell on his own. Just switches the play to Joe Anderson, who just pops it up looking for Shillabeer, uses his body well. Front and centre was Mitchell, but Shillabeer goes in for a second effort. Can he wheel it around? No, it's through for a behind. So the Buffaloes kicked 12 points. 4-12, 37, 36 to 11-2, 68.
Shillabeer so much of the footy tonight, and he's just the 1 goal. He's probably kicked 4 or 5 points, hasn't he?
That's a lot of points to kick.
Bringing the ball back into play, Casemiro. Steadies it down with Brenton Motlop taking the mark. I think tonight's one of the best matches from a leadership perspective I've ever seen Brenton Motlop play.
Yeah, stuck to his task,
He's stuck to his task. He's done just the things that he needs to do as a senior player. Wheatra in the pack, couldn't take the mark. Hartog gathers at ground level, reels off a handball. Roses gathers that in for Darwin. Little pass out towards Shillabeer, close to the boundary, and Joel Cabillo minds him over the boundary. Ball over, takes him in a tackle. The umpire looking at that. Shillabeer hopeful, but it'll be a boundary throw in. 35 around left forward pocket.
He looked like he was going to lose a bit of composure there, Shillabeer, but he just calmed himself down and got up, which is good leadership as well. Boundary throw in. Terrible throw-in ball. It's good work by the umpire. And we speak about Brenton Motlop. He actually was the fullback of the competition a couple of years ago until he broke his leg, and Daniel Wheatra actually stepped in to his position. But before that, Brenton Motlop was absolutely probably one of the best fullbacks in the competition before he had that really bad leg break that kept him out for 2 years. 2 years of footy. He's just starting to get back that form that we've seen him before that injury took him out of the game for a long time. So good tap down by the ruckman to Bowles. Mitchell's underneath it. Zelio Casemiro gets a fist to it. Cabillo's there, meets Clark. Running through the Packers, Anderson and Joe Anderson. Nipingle there, kicks it over to Brenton Motlop. And we were speaking about. Comes down to Mitchell. It's a good front on tackle, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it's going the way of the Eagles and a 50. So Joe Anderson, I think, has said something to the umpire. So the free kick to Hartog, and we just watch what the free kick. So just in back play, Anderson has taken out Hartog by the look of it, and you can just see could imagine what he said to the umpire there on the replay.
Let's say he was mouthing off.
Yeah, he was not happy with the call, and the umpire's brought it back. So Hartog's going to take his free kick in the middle of the ground.
Joe Anderson not looking all that happy. But as a senior player, you just got to cop it when a decision's made. Hartog now. Kick off the side of the boot. No mark taken there by Williams. Off hands. Bo O'Connell gathered. Good handball to Totham. Totham, a nice little kick down there towards Mark White. Couldn't take the mark. Lays the tackle. Jeffrey was in there. Bowles as well under pressure from Box. And the kick close to the boundary line. Bounces once. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 15 and a half gone. Wanderers 11-2-68. Buffaloes 4-12-36. My call is that the game is gone for them, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't think they can get back from here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Boundary throw in now. Marika over the footy, tackled without the footy, and will get the free kick. He pushed the ball away momentarily.
Marika.
He's loving the footy, isn't he, Marika?
Marika, he's in the zone as Gabriel Marika, and he has been so for a number of weeks now. Playing good footy.
It's 50,
and now
Anderson.
he's 150. It was coming. You could just feel it coming.
Oh no.
Marika's done the wrong thing here. Turned the footy over. Stephen Anderson's going to have to come back here and actually take his kick.
No, but at least he's standing the mark, you know.
So what he did is he was running back to take that 50-metre kick. He patted Anderson on the head and he got pinged for it.
Got pinged for it.
Charlie, how often do you see that in football when a free kick is not awarded?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. That doesn't get awarded. That was right. The umpire was right on that. That's the right decision, though.
It is the right decision.
Yeah.
Oh, great play by the Eagles, close to the boundary line. Joe Anderson, multiple opportunities to get rid of the ball, and ultimately a smother. Zelio Casemiro wins a boundary throw-in for his team.
We just watched on the replay there, and
how good
Anderson.
was that? So a boundary throw-in now. The ruckmen set themselves. Wilson up against David Paul. A free kick and 50-metre penalty. Wilson mouthing off, and the umpire showing already, Charlie, quite clearly, if you do it, they're going to give a 50.
They'll get you. Yep.
So fair enough. So David Paul.
Well, 17 minutes
That's
gone.
Right.
If he kicks the goal here, they've still got a sniff.
They've got a sniff. This is a really important opportunity, and one that Wilson just shouldn't have let them get.
Well, two bad free kicks given away by Wanderers there.
Yep.
The Marika one and that one.
So here comes Paul, just right of centre, kicks the goal. Mark that down in your book. 17 and a half minutes into this last quarter. David Paul kicks his first, but more importantly, the Buffaloes, they move on to 5-12-42. They are 26 points behind.
And he complained to the umpire, but clearly there on the replay, he shoved him in the back out of the ruck contest, so it was a free kick.
Yeah, definitely a free kick. So they've got to kick. They've got to kick four. Well, they've got to kick 5 goals. I don't know. 5 goals in about 8 minutes.
They've got to kick it. They've kicked 5 goals for the whole game, and they've got to kick 5.
They've got to have. Yeah, they've got to. Yeah, look.
It's a big ask.
You can tell that the cogs in my mind are going over.
Yeah. This is tough.
No, it's
big ask.
It's a big ask.
I think Wanderers might be home. So Paul goes in again, tries to get it out to Jared Stokes. He goes without it. Nook Mansell. Tried hard all day for Wanderers. Bowles gets it out to Mitchell. Mitchell to Jalen Clark. He can keep running. Can run inside the 50, have a ping at the goals. Joe Anderson at the back can shepherd it through, and he does, and they bounce it through. Never say never. That's 2 goals in a minute. So Buffaloes have their 6th.
So it's Jalen Clark.
Jalen Clark, yep, good shepherd work by Joe Anderson. So 20 points behind, 18 and a half minutes gone. So we watch on the replay here.
What are the cogs saying in your brain?
The cogs are saying it's still possible. Unlikely, but still possible. They get goals like that, they're on.
Wanderers work very hard to get those 2 goals to Bo O'Connell and Alex Wheater, and then Darwin come back. Paul off a free kick. Jalen Clark on the run. Kicks the goal for them and puts them, well, not that far back.
Only 4 goals kicked this quarter. It might be a short quarter again.
Yes, they still got to kick a total of 4 goals now. Wilson wins it from the ruck contest, only as far as Bowles for Darwin. Kicks it up towards half forward. Salmon tracking it, so too Roses. Gathers the ball and drops it. Should have been incorrect disposal. Now gathers it, weaves through traffic. Spears a pass to Clark. Couldn't take the mark. Muklas did well. Nook Mansell places his body in. So too Muklas again. Mansell tries to get his way out of there. And now he's going to be called holding the footy. Jalen Clark with the free kick.
5 Darwin players extended their arms to say, umpire, that's holding the ball.
Jalen Clark, the long kick. They've got the tall timber. Joe Anderson's been moved down there. And Shillabeer, did he pluck it? No, he didn't. Stafford tried to get a quick kick away. Did. To the goal square. Wanderers, that's a free kick.
That's ball.
That's caught holding the ball. Joe Anderson, and again, Aidan Singleton, for the second time in this game, has been nailed. Joe Anderson wasting no time at all, goes back, makes no mistake. Here they come. The Double Blues, they have the scent. 7-12-54, Wanderers 11-2, 68. It's 14 points.
Have the scent is a great comment because Darwin are hunting them down. They are really hunting them down. That is 3 goals in a couple of minutes when we're just doing the calculations, thinking, this is just about going to be impossible. And then, like a very good side, bang, bang, bang.
They've nearly doubled their score in this quarter alone.
And what led to it? 2 silly free kicks when the ball could have been inside 50 for the Eagles.
But Mariga has been terrific today. Gave away the pat on the head free kick, and then Paul got the other free kick.
And remembering he had the 50, it was going to take him inside the 50. He's already kicked 2 goals today. He would have backed him for a third. Wilson. Bowles is being good from the centre. Straight to Mitchell again. We've seen that a few times in this last quarter. Mitchell, the target is Johnson. Johnson turns around, needs to move it in there quickly for the Buffaloes. He does. Stafford's underneath it. Running at it was Anderson. Jalen Clark smothered.
Oh, great smother.
Anderson back in there again. Brenton Motlop dives on him. The umpire's pinned him. Where was the prior opportunity, umpire? So Brenton Motlop's going to take the free kick in the defensive 50.
Great play, Brenton Motlop, to just come in over the top of that.
Smother from Winston Unipingle, who was in as the second tackler.
So he drives it long, looking for Mansell. Mansell uses his body well, and the ball goes out of bounds. 70 metres from the Buffaloes' goal.
And into time on, Charlie.
Yep, nearly 22 minutes.
Oh.
Not much left in it. 68 plays 54. 14 points. A couple of goals.
So boundary throw in now. Players steadying down. It was a shallow throw in. The players quite correctly not going for it, waiting for the ruckman to get there. Bowles received a handball, kicked off the side of the boot, totally unintentional, and the ball out of bounds yet again for a boundary throw in. Jerome Motlop hoping that was out of bounds on the full. The crowd here today pensive, wondering.
Wanderers supporters chewing their fingernails.
Yeah, they're chewing their fingernails.
They're nervous. And well they might be. What a classic encounter this has been between these two great rivals. Wilson, he's been a colossus in the ruck, bats it down to Bo O'Connell, couldn't handle cleanly. Nook Mansell tries to get it out, gets it to Wilson, just throws it over the back of his head. Paul dives at it, so too Jerome Motlop. Does he get the free? The free's gone the other way.
It's diving at the feet again, I think.
I thought it was Jerome Motlop going. Both of them went for the footy,
and they've just decked him.
Jerome Motlop's decked him. He's played for it beautifully and won a 50-metre penalty. So Paul, he has already kicked a goal. Jerome Motlop backing into him. That is terrible from the umpire. That does not deserve 50 metres.
That was just body contact,
that is woeful.
That's an Academy Award.
Paul kicks on goal. Does he kick the goal? No, he does not. A point on the board. So Darwin, they move on to 7-13. It doesn't matter. The Eagles, they win this wonderful encounter. Two great traditional rivals, and the Eagles have won. Wanderers 11-2, 68. The Darwin Buffaloes 7-13, 55. In the end, a 13-point ball game. I'll give you a moment, Charlie, to get your thoughts together. Goals for the Eagles, 2 apiece to James Box, Gabriel Marika and Joel Jeffrey. Singles to Mark White, Thomas Motlop, Nook Mansell, and in the last quarter, Bo O'Connell and Alexander Wheatra.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts.